Hello. Let me get shit straightened out here.
He's got his own channel and he takes little clips from.
There we go. Let's start this back from the beginning. All right, we go forward just a little bit. So, who do we have here? Let me go to the YouTube live. Thingamawater. The Thingamawater. So, I delayed it because they normally has like a 2-hour stream. And this thing kept going, and I wanted to make sure it was done. So that in case Aiden sees it, he could be in the chat. So, let me see. Content live. There we are. So, yeah, there's nobody here now. Nobody's here now. Turn timestamps on 3:15. Oh, Real Cygnus is here. Okay. So, yeah, you're the only one that stayed. RT96 might be back later. But, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah. I wanted to edit the link to him. Let me copy that link and paste it in. There we go. The Lower Lodge. Cool. So anyway, oh,
special guest tonight, Aiden Matus. Matus, or is it Matus or Matus?
It's Mattis.
He certainly matters.
What is that intro?
Don't you love
it? Jamie at sea level. Jamie at sea level. He's one of our. He's one of Flax's watchers. He probably.
Oh, by the way, I got the settings down for ABS, which I'm really happy with. Came out real nice. So I thought I'd try TPU. It's like rubber. It's real flexible. Whereas ABS isn't so flexible. It's very stiff. And it doesn't like overhangs. You can see, like, I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But you can see the shadows of it. It's like real blobby, like right there. And you can see it on the bow. It's blurry, but you can see it. But the areas where it's not like that are real nice. I mean, very smooth. I mean, you can definitely see layer lines. But I mean, it's fucking nice. So there's a hope for TPU. I also noticed as I was loading this up and purging everything that, in the nozzle out, flushing it out, that the ABS that was in there really wanted to stick to this stuff, which gave me an idea for like tank tracks. Like if you're making like a robot tank, like a tracked robot, print the tracks out of ABS and then just print the pads, the part that touch the floor or the ground, out of TPU. And if it sticks like it did here, fuck. I mean, the pads will stick to it, and you have like padded rubber fucking tank tracks. Who knows? I'm gonna do a test on it, see if this stuff will stick to TPU. I'm gonna print a square, and then stop it halfway through, and load up the TPU. See if it sticks. Might be kind of neat. So anyway, this is Aiden Mattis from the Lore Lodge. He's going up against these idiots.
He'll probably be in the chat. He's got his own channel, and he does he takes little clips from some certain people that he finds funny, sticks them all together like a movie.
I didn't see it. I heard about it. I watched MC Toon review it. Yeah, it was pretty pathetic. All he did is just sit there and talk. Presented nothing tangible.
Moving collage, I suppose. Pretty good. I like it. I think it's good.
That was
it's
a
something.
That's actually a little bit of it. Of that episode, there's like 22 minutes worth, isn't there? That's just only like a minute or so of it.
Yeah.
Really good.
That's good.
All right.
It's good to have you in, man. Thank you.
I mean, they say that we're obsessed with them because we're always on their channel, in their chat, or we make debunk videos. We're real obsessed. But I mean, how obsessed do you have to be to make like an hours long video like that's like that? How obsessed do you have to be to do that?
For coming, you say you can only do about 2 hours, which is perfect because that's about how long we stream.
Seems like hypocrisy to me.
Yeah, so we didn't really work out a structure. So we're probably just going to have a debate chat like you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Discussion, debate.
Awesome.
So there's no set format then. No set format, just whatever. Right. Okay.
No, I can tell you what I kind of would like to definitely nail down is what it is that you guys actually believe, because putting together a general like what the average flat Earth person believes guideline sheet was almost impossible. So I think that's a very important starting point, I think, for any kind of discussion like this, is what exactly is it? Because I'm sure you guys all know, the heliocentric model is pretty firm. It's been around a while, and it's everybody knows what people who believe in that believe. Flat Earth, on the other hand, not quite as consistent over time. So if you guys could tell me what exactly it is that you believe.
It might be family indoctrinated. The goal might be family indoctrinated, but
I'm just mainly just gonna let it play. There's a couple parts that I wanted to comment on, but yeah, Aiden does a good job.
Into people, but I don't think it's farming its evidence. Definitely.
Yeah. What happened?
I'll let Flats, because he'll kind of umbrella it, because I pretty much believe we do. Obviously, all of us have slight little differences here and there. We don't all agree on absolutely everything, but umbrella wise, and I think Flats and.
I mean, this stuff will make a good like cooler hinge, like a hinge for a cooler. I mean, this stuff is really flexible, really tough.
We go through to the Hebrew cosmology as what the Bible says, because that's what I'm saying. With
I'm
your
impressed
videos
with
that
this
I've been
stuff.
seeing, you've been using the Flat Earth Society bullshit nonsense,
Yeah,
and that's controlled opposition.
So when you say it's controlled opposition, why do you say that?
Because they try to stick us in a heliocentric paradigm. They stick us in space. They say gravity has to be a thing, and they make all the things of Flat Earth a joke. They're actually there to make us look moronic. I mean, who thinks?
I mean, that would be a straw man, not a controlled opposition.
About a space floating disc.
See, they aren't putting you into anything. They're representing a straw man.
You know what I mean? That doesn't really work.
So then by, I guess, what I would like to understand then is, if it's not a oblate spheroid orbiting the sun, and it's not a flat disk with an ice wall and a dome over top of it floating in space, what is it?
Okay, Aiden, here's the thing. You got to ditch the whole space deal, right? You got bamboozled by the Flat Earth Society. What I found is that, yes, the Hebrew cosmology actually agrees with what I have found. And when you start to, I used to be like you. I used to believe all of that crap.
He has found that something agrees with what he's found. Not that you agree with something you found, but that it agrees with something you found.
Right? But then when I started
that's a true narcissist.
Dissecting it down and looking at the physical, scientific impossibilities of the heliocentric model.
Yeah. Yes, Helio, sun, being the center of our universe. Centric. Yes, we revolve, or we orbit around the sun, and the Earth spins, and yeah, like that.
Models, I will say, because
right, there's more than one model within the heliocentric model. There's a model of gravity. There's a model of different kinds of physics. Yes.
Because you guys don't.
How many models does the flat Earth have? 0.
Don't have a single model. You have a model to.
You don't have a model at all.
Explain various different things, but the whole thing is this, Aiden. It's scientifically impossible from its inception.
What is?
Heliocentric. You're talking about a ball of gas formed
plasma
for some reason.
Yeah, because of gravitational forces pulling the molecules together, and you get so many of them. There's a lot of pressure.
There is no possible way that a ball of gas is going to coalesce for any reason under any condition at all.
You say it's scientifically impossible. Science is the thing that states that is what happened. So how could it be scientifically impossible? That would be like saying that race cars are race-caringly impossible.
So it dies right from its inception.
Well, why do you?
No, that's your opinion. That's your undereducated opinion. That's ridiculous.
Possibilities. Then
that's like saying science debunks science.
You can go and argue about sphericity and all of these supposed movements and every other thing like that.
Yeah, but to break it down though, we are in waters, just like the Bible says.
No, we're not.
Got the waters above, we've got the waters below.
And
so we're enclosed.
There's waters over there, and there's some clouds, so that would be waters above. But no, there's no waters above outside of our fucking atmosphere. You undereducated, gullible fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess I would have a couple of responses to that, things I want to clarify, I guess. So first of all, first clarification is that I am a Christian. I am a creationist Christian. I'm not a young earth creationist, but I am a creationist Christian. So I believe that the God of the Bible created the heavens and the earth, the universe as we know it. And to because you guys did, I think, kind of misunderstand what my credentials are in the one live stream you had.
As an ex-Christian, I find it an insult that they would belittle and mock and blaspheme God's infinite creation by putting it in a little bitty fucking snow globe. That's what I would find offensive as a former Christian. Hey, Pentalica.
I have a minor that is a 6-course program. That's 2 400 levels and then 4 anywhere between 1 and 300. I also have a medieval studies major. That is a full bachelor degree. I have minors in history, classics, and also English. Aside from that, English, I was 1 course away from a major. Scheduling conflict, things suck. The reason I didn't go for a religious studies major is that
he only got up to lieutenant.
Penn State doesn't
Army joke.
actually offer one anymore because it's just not a big enough program. So I wanted to make that just so you guys understand, because I don't want to be coming into this with you guys thinking that I'm a guy who took a class.
I mean, my question is, if flat Earth is the Word of God, if that's the thing that God did, why don't any Christian universities, schools, seminaries, anybody teach it as a subject? Teach it as fact. Why don't they do that?
Class in religion, and that was it. That is my background. I am educated in this stuff, and I do have a Bible podcast where every month we get up and we talk about another very specific aspect. So just wanted to clarify, when it comes to credentials, that's where I'm at, because I did want to make sure that your viewers understood. But just kind of leading back into where I wanted to go with this. When you say that it is scientifically impossible for a ball of gas to coalesce in space, I'm curious why.
Second law of thermodynamics.
Elaborate.
According to the second law of thermodynamics, if you have an open system of a vacuum closed adjacent to a high pressure system, it will spontaneously evacuate to
Sorry,
equalize.
he's yelling in the background.
But that's not what the second law of thermodynamics says. Sorry. It's not.
No, it's fine. Beautiful dog, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
But yeah, so in other words, if also compared to if you're going to claim the first law, you guys do you believe in the Big Bang? Obviously not, because you believe in.
Well, I would argue that the Big Bang is in line with what the Bible says. That when God said, "Let there be light," that was the Big Bang.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying. We're saying it can't coalesce. So if you have, for instance, something going outwards from each other from a starting point, and it explodes outwards, what Sol's saying is, how can you expect that outward motion all of a sudden to coalesce to create spheres and gas giants and all this in space, which would violate the first and second law of thermodynamics?
Every particle of an explosion will radiate from the epicenter of that explosion. Especially as if claimed there is absolutely no resistance whatsoever,
Somebody got a word of the day calendar.
Resistance of medium to move out of the way. There's no gravity, supposedly, any of this. Okay, we're just talking.
The stuff definitely does not like to be sanded. Doesn't want to be sanded.
About a void, right? So an explosion of any kind is going to radiate from the epicenter of that. As it radiates, as anything radiates, those pieces that radiate away from the object are going to get exponentially further and further away from one another as they expand. They're never going to coalesce, particles, and much less gases. Gases are never, under any condition, going to form together into a ball or a square or just a gob. For any reason, they don't do that.
Okay, now show us a citation that agrees with you. Show us any citation in any physics book that agrees with you.
So, but if we're dealing with a long enough time scale here, and we're dealing with enough material, then it's not just possible, but it's actually almost like guaranteed that eventually some of that matter is going to come close to itself.
It's all going away from each other.
Well, the thing is, you're assuming that everything evenly blasted off in directions.
It's all going away from explosion.
Well, but if
Dave keeps interrupting him.
Say you have a large amount of material all jettisoned in the same direction.
You notice that?
Not one atom at a time going in any individual direction, but a large amount of material jettisoned in one direction. Over time, using the current physical model as it's understood.
Physical model? Which physical model?
Just the current laws of physics as we understand them.
Like what? I can shoot a shotgun, right?
Yep.
If I shoot a shotgun, all of those pellets are coming out of the barrel in the same direction. Once they leave the barrel, they start to spread. They spread away from one another. You know what never happens? None of those pellets ever hit each other.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that those pellets don't hit each other?
Never.
You think those pellets come out exactly straight, exactly in perfect lines? They don't touch each other?
That's not necessarily true either.
No, that is necessarily true because they're all coming out of the barrel at the same velocity, in the same direction,
Yeah.
away from the epicenter of explosion.
It would be derailing the
The epicenter of explosion is behind them. The explosion is pushing them out. There's a plastic plug that is between the shot and the explosion, and so they're just getting pushed out. And once they leave that barrel, you better fucking believe they're going to touch each other. Fucking idiot.
Conversation to go deeply into this, but a shotgun, the way it works, it's full of little pellets that do in fact hit each other as they are expelled from the barrels. Yeah,
Okay,
inside. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't make
beside the point.
Yeah.
My point is that given the current laws of physics, everything that we've gained from Newton, Copernicus, Galileo, everybody since them, Einstein, all of them, the way that the current heliocentric model of the universe, the way that those laws work, if you have a large amount of material expelled from one location, then over the course of billions of years as it travels in that same direction, and again, we're talking about large amounts of material here, like we could be talking light years across.
Mm-hmm.
If that is expelled in one direction, over time, they will eventually coalesce because whatever the largest mass is within that mass, eventually it's going to attract the smaller masses. That's the way the current model works.
No,
that is physics. That's absolutely physics, liar.
That's the way the current model works.
That's not observed physics, though. That's the issue.
Yes, it is. That's that is observed physics. Absolutely. You're an idiot.
You guys are making it physics.
Hey, RT96.
It's
There's
theoretical
no such
physics.
thing.
It's theoretical
physics is not physics.
Yes, it is, because it's theoretical physics.
It is. That's the
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Go take this theoretical physics of mass attracting mass and show us mass attracting mass, please.
Cavendish. Cavendish. That shows mass attracting mass. Absolutely does.
Have you ever gazed into a telescope looking at the sun and watched Venus traverse it? Not Venus, sorry, Mercury.
No, that's
They don't need a telescope. They just stare right at the sun.
you making
Dave brags that he stares at the sun.
begging the question that
No,
is.
it's
For
not.
hours.
Gravity is not a
you can point a telescope at the sun, and you can watch the planet Mercury traverse the sun.
First
It
of all,
will not
you-
go back the other direction.
Whoa.
So how is that?
Wait, Dave. First, you're assuming Mercury is a planet.
I don't know where he's going with the Mercury thing.
You're assuming there is gravity, and you're assuming it is a force. First of all,
All right.
No, gravity is a force. Einstein said it's a force. Newton said it's a force. It's one of the fundamental natural forces of our existence. And yes, it exists. Drop something. Does it fall? Yeah. Fuck off.
Einstein says gravity is not a force, so you can't have mass attracting mass.
Well, okay, so first of all, one individual scientist is never going to be the end-all, be-all of scientific knowledge. Einstein can be wrong. Copernicus was wrong. Einstein can be wrong. A lot of different people can be wrong. A lot of people
These three guys are wrong all the time.
can be right about some things and wrong about other things. But what I want to start with here is you just said that that you have to have gravity. But my argument there, that where I'd want to start is, what do you believe keeps things tied to the Earth?
Why
if
do
not
they
gravity?
have
Wait. Nothing's tied to the Earth. You guys come from a
Really jump up higher than 20 feet. Do that. Do it.
from a belief that you require gravity to hold you down because the Earth is spinning around in space. You need something to be pulled down.
See, my question is, if you can go, if it's just buoyancy, right? Buoyancy and density, right? That's keeping you on the ground, keeping you from jumping high, right? you have so much density, and the air has so much density, and that's preventing you from going up higher when you jump. I can, at sea level, I'm about 150 feet above sea level. But basically at sea level, I can jump about 4 feet. Maybe higher, I don't know. I don't know. Let's say I can jump 4 feet. If I go up on the top of Mount Everest, I can jump 4 feet. But there's a lot of pressure differential. There's a lot of change in density of the medium between sea level and Mount Everest. So why can't I jump higher or as high on Mount Everest? Because I'm up that high, man. I should be able to jump higher on top of Mount Everest, because there's less air up there. Therefore, how would the buoyancy be? Less air? I'd be heavier, right? Or I'd be lighter. See, it doesn't make any sense. Plus, the air's getting thinner as you go up. So as I jump, I should be able to go faster and faster, right? If it's buoyancy and density, because you want to go to the thinner atmosphere, right? See, your relative density bullshit doesn't pass muster.
That's why you need this. There is no spinning. There is no floating away. We are just denser than the medium around us, which can't support us. Us and the air around us can't take up the same space. So we displace the air around us. That's why we're on the floor.
Displacement of the medium. Yeah.
So the way you're looking at it is that we're not held to Earth by gravity. We're held to Earth by the fact that we're denser than the air around us.
We're not held to
anything.
Yeah, you are. It takes a whole shit ton energy to get out of our atmosphere.
You are denser than the medium than you're in. Let me ask you something.
But you're arguing with a point.
Aiden, hold on. The medium, in comparison to the object, is what it's all about. Okay, if you are in a swimming pool, are you pulled down to the bottom? Are you being sucked?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, unless you got a full lung full of air, you breathe that air out of your lungs, and then just let go. You're gonna fall. You're gonna go down because of gravity. See, gravity works inside a swimming pool as well.
Bottom, no, because the medium has now changed your weight or your gravitas.
No, it doesn't change your weight. Your weight remains the same. You still are the same density and have the same mass. It doesn't change your weight, dumb fuck.
But it hasn't changed your mass.
It doesn't matter. It's the ratio.
Yes, it does matter. If you're talking about weight, mass over volume or mass over density, it doesn't change whether you're in space, in water, or in air. Fucking moron. And these guys and these motherfuckers think they're educating anybody.
Weight is nothing more than the relative density of an object within a given medium.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's your apparent weight. That's what you appear to weigh based on buoyancy. But no, your weight never changes.
This is why obese people have to do physical therapy in a pool. This is why the NASA or Deception uses a neutral buoyancy lab, which is a swimming pool.
I would argue the reason NASA uses swimming pools is because it's much easier to mimic low gravity or no gravity in a swimming pool than it is on land.
That's what I just said.
They use them to train.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
don't-
not
It
what you just said.
changes their weight,
No, it doesn't.
and therefore they are more assimilated to a quote unquote weightless environment.
Well, we can break it down like this. Do you know the scientific method, Aiden?
Yes. I mean, it's been a while since I couldn't rattle off all 8 points for you off the top of my head, but I generally understand the concept.
No, it's fine. You understand the independent variable and the dependent variable kind of situation. Okay. Now, if they're trying to take an experiment and they want to validate gravity, what experiment would they do?
Cavendish.
What would the independent variable be for gravity?
It would be extremely hard to test gravity. I don't even like you'd have to have a massive object in space that's measurable. Like you'd have to have
Well,
a
see,
massive
that's-
object in a vacuum.
Well,
See,
where
that's
is there a
it. That's
vacuum?
it.
It requires
you see-
containment. You know that, right?
But you see,
that?
that's the issue. But you see, that's the issue I'm trying to
God
break
damn,
down.
these guys are
Every
simple.
time you guys try and claim gravity, there is no science for gravity.
Yeah,
But
there is.
there is science because it's not necessarily experimental science in the way you're thinking about it.
Then it's
But
not science.
well, yes, it is. There's okay. So
Science
all right,
is
let's
specifically
let's
based
go
on
back. Let's go
Wait,
back.
wait,
a ways.
wait,
Let's
wait.
go back. No, this
Science-
is important to go
I
back
was
a
gonna
ways
tell you-
here because
you will.
gravity is a real thing, and we can
No,
observe
it's not.
gravity. We've observed
We
gravity.
don't.
Yes, we do. We observe gravity. We use the formula for gravity when we build stuff. Yes, and it works in practical use. You're a fucking moron. You're in denial.
Okay,
That's the whole point of this.
but we have
I'm trying to tell
observed
you.
planet. We
Wait,
have
wait, wait.
observed
How
other
did you
bodies
observe?
going around the sun. We have done
No,
that.
you haven't.
So I need to understand how is it that you're denying gravity when we can observe?
You haven't
gravity?
even-
The
you
experiment
haven't
would.
proven
The
gravity.
experiment would.
No,
You
no, no.
observe gravity.
You
You,
can-
observe an effect.
let me-
You observe an
I know.
effect, and you claim it.
Right, yes. The effect that gravity has on things. That's what we observe. We call it gravity. It's easier to say that's gravity than that's the effect that the gravitational force of the earth has on that object right now. See, that it's easier to just say it's gravity. You fucking simpleton.
Gravity. Prove that it's gravity.
That's what the experimental phase is. Is
There-
So my when I first got into this, dropity was the big term, and my formula for dropity is dropity, or D, equals negative up plus mass divided by buoyancy.
There
I
you
mean, how
go.
it
So where's the
works.
experiment?
Where's
But
the
Then we
don't
don't
experiment?
know.
Okay, you don't
That's the formula for dropity.
need to prove that how it works
For
to
flat
prove
Earth
that it's
gravity.
there. That's what I'm
No,
trying to
yes,
get at.
you do.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
science
Yeah,
is,
you
mate.
pretty much do.
Okay, I'm gonna
pretty
place
much
it
do.
this
No,
way.
no. Let me ask the proof.
Wait, what?
Is
There
proving
you
how
go.
it
So where's the
works.
experiment?
Where's
But
the
Then we don't
experiment?
know.
Okay, you don't need to prove that how it works to prove that it's there. That's what I'm
No,
trying to
yes,
get at.
you do.
Yeah,
No, you don't. No, you don't. Do you have to prove that your car works, or that do you have to prove how an internal combustion engine works to get to work? No, you don't.
that's
Okay.
We don't have to know how gravity is produced to use the force of gravity to our advantage. You fucking simpletons.
science
Yeah,
is,
you
mate.
pretty much do.
Okay, I'm gonna
pretty
place it
much
this
do.
way.
No. Let me ask the question here.
Okay.
Okay.
I say we take a telescope, we point into the sun, and we watch Mercury traverse the sun in one direction,
Okay.
and we can watch it do that over and over and over. That is repetition. That is
Actually,
a
you can't,
repeatable
but go
observational experiment.
Yeah, you can, dipshit. Yeah, what the fuck? Oh, you can't. You just can't do that. The fuck are you on, man? Dude, pot doesn't make people as dumb as this asshole. This asshole's brain made him as dumb as he is.
So we watch.
I smoke much more pot than this guy will ever fucking think of. And I'm not dumb. At least I don't think I am.
it do that.
Me be dumb? Nah, me be not dumb. No, me not dumb.
So my question to you is, if Mercury is not a planet, what is it and where is it in the cosmology?
I don't know what it is, but I know what it isn't.
Okay, that's just reversing the burden. The point is,
No, it's not reversing the burden. You say it's not what the status quo, what the scientific consensus says it is. What is it? It's a question. See, you don't like questions, do you, Mouse? Do you, Dave? Do you, PJ? You don't like questions because you have to have answers for questions. And you don't have any answers. All you have is denial of everything.
easier. You're making the bigger.
No, I'm not
question that
reversing
it
the
is-
I'm not
listen,
reversing
yeah.
the burden. I've said that's
You're saying
observably
it's
Mercury
gravity.
and it's observably traversing the sun. So if you're going to
Okay,
say
all right.
that's not
Okay,
Mercury
okay.
traversing the sun, I'm
If it-
asking you,
even
if
if
not
it is.
that, what?
Easy.
Even if it is Mercury traversing the sun,
Traversing wasn't, and it isn't. He hadn't gotten to that word of the day yet, so he has trouble with it.
where's the proof that it is gravity that is causing this?
Well,
Because large bodies produce large amounts of gravity, and the moon, planets that orbit those large bodies, like the sun, have gravitational influence over those bodies. And when we can see the sun, we can see Venus disappear after it's fully illuminated. We assume that it's going behind the sun, and when it comes back out the other side into view, and then goes in front and blocks the sun, then we assume that it's orbiting the sun.
You said
Now
you can
you're
observe.
trying
Wait a
to-
second. Hold
you're-
up. You said you can observe gravity. What you're observing is an effect, and you're ascribing it to gravity.
See, watch. Look. Watch. See? Got the good camera, so there's no blur. So you can see it fall. That's observing the effects of gravity. Absolutely.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
All you're doing is taking an effect, an observed effect, and assuming.
Right. And an observed effect of a force of nature, gravity.
The cause. Prove the cause.
Right. Number one, we don't have to prove the cause to know that it works and to know that it has certain properties, and we can use those properties in designing buildings and bridges and critical structures. And two, we have confirmed the forces of gravity through Cavendish and other experiments. So your incredulity means fuck all.
Okay. We have large object, and we have object that is much smaller. Object that is much smaller, we have observed going across object that is much larger, over and over again in a predictable manner for hundreds of years.
Okay.
So I'm saying that what we are observing there is something is causing that object to do that over and over and over again.
Okay.
What I'm
Yes, I
asking
see.
you, I'm saying it's gravity. I'm saying that the reason it's doing that is that this, like you said, there's density involved here. This much larger, much more massive, more dense object has a smaller, not necessarily less dense, but a smaller mass going around it. So I'm asking you, what is causing it to do that, if not gravity?
Okay, I'm going to break it down for you this way. What if I had to say it's just pixie dust? Would you say that's ridiculous?
That's a ridiculous response.
I'd ask you to define what pixie dust is.
From
that's,
pixie.
that's
What's
exactly
a
what
pixie?
you're doing with gravity. That's exactly what you're doing with gravity. What's gravity?
No, it's not. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. Gravity is the effect that one larger mass has upon a smaller mass in a vacuum, wherein the larger mass causes the.
See, they're wanting him to say the warping of space-time. Oh, how can space and time be warped? They're just constructs. That's where they're headed. That's where they want to head with this. But yeah, it doesn't matter how it's created, how gravity happens. It happens, and we use the effects of gravity to our advantage when we try to. So it doesn't, your grade school playground tactics don't mean anything.
Smaller mass to be attracted.
That's my point. That's my point. In a vacuum, that's why I tried to bring up the experiment earlier.
Right, in a vacuum out here, things fall at 9.8 meters per second squared everywhere. I mean, if I do it in a vacuum right here, and I do it right here and I measure it outside of the vacuum, it's going to be the same. There's not that much change. Your weight only changes by half of a gram between here and Mount Everest. Okay? It's not that much of a change. They either want to under-exaggerate things or over-exaggerate things massively. So, oh, look, you can't see the curvature. It's just flat. Okay, how curvy do you think the Earth should look? I mean, given the straw man that the Earth is a sphere, how curvy do you fucking think that thing should look at 4,000 miles in radius?
What is the independent variable when you're trying to do your experiment? They always do it in a vacuum or in water. What is the independent variable?
No, they don't always do an experiment in a vacuum or in water. Cavendish wasn't done in a vacuum, you dumb fuck. What the fuck are you talking about?
Always manipulated. The medium.
Okay.
So in other words, you're just making a point that it's the density ratio between the object.
But you still haven't answered the question I'm asking,
I have.
which is if it's not gravity, then what it? But
density displacement.
What is gravity?
So what is Mercury?
Wait, Aiden, what is gravity?
Gravity is the effect wherein one larger object's mass causes a smaller object to be attracted to it. Again, I'm not a physicist.
That's a very good explanation. Will this idiot fucking understand it?
Of that. And where is the proof of that?
Cavendish, dipshit.
Hold on, wait. When have you ever observed mass attracting mass?
Cavendish.
Every time I look up at the moon.
No.
Every time I look up at the moon.
No, you're assuming that mass is attracting
but
mass.
Do you understand where the frustration comes from people who do not believe the Earth is flat when these conversations happen? Because you guys haven't actually answered a single question. You've just said no. You've just said no. You've said it's not that. It's not this. It's not that. I'm asking you if
and they've interrupted him the entire fucking time. Without fail, he's not been able to get a single full sentence out.
I can observe Mercury traverse the sun. I say it's gravity.
And this piece of shit has discussed on his channel on live streams what the best way to trigger people is. So he's not out for a conversation. He's just out to trigger people and make them look foolish because they're triggered. Oh, you're so triggered.
Gravity. What do you say it is?
Density displacement.
Okay.
Density displacement.
So where is Mercury?
Density displacement.
In the waters above.
Does your Jesus
Bible
fucking
says.
Christ?
So the sun is in the water.
Do the objects in a density column change density because in free fall? No? Then you're full of shit.
What you're saying.
The sun's not a gas giant as you claim to claim in a...
Yes, it is. It's a medium-sized star. Would it be considered a gas giant? That's Google's. Is the sun a gas giant? Flexi says the sun is not classified as a gas giant. It is a star, specifically a G-type main sequence star. G or dwarf star. So.
Vacuum.
Well, where's the sun? It must be...
in the firmament, as the
Bible
Bible says in Genesis.
So you're a liar, Flatzoid. You say it's a gas giant and it's not.
It must
In
be.
Genesis.
First of all, the Bible says
In Genesis, yeah, the Bible says that pi is exactly 3. Don't use it as a science book.
expanse. It does not say
Or you'll look as foolish as you are now.
firmament. That is the Vulgate.
Rakia.
Rakia means expanse. It means expand.
No, it means expanse. Sky. Rakia is the sky.
No, it
I
doesn't.
can bring the root word up for you now.
You can bring the root word. You can bring the root of rakia up.
Sperm.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It comes from the term raka. It is the noun form of the verb raka, and the verb raka means to expand, to stretch, or to hammer out. The reason that they have gone with a firm definition is the mistaken belief that the hammer out definition implies a firm surface. It does not. You're taking the Bible to be a fully literal book, and it isn't.
Well, then what would you say scientifically, Aiden? What would you say the reason?
There we go. Rakia. These words all translate the biblical Hebrew word rakia, used, for example, in Genesis 1:6, where it is contrasted with Shamayim, translated as heavens in Genesis 1:1. Rakia derives from the root RQ. I have no idea how to fucking pronounce that. Meaning to beat or spread out thinly. So, yeah, it doesn't mean dome.
That we are
Doesn't mean firmament. It means sky.
allowed to breathe. How do we even have air if there is not a solid firmament around us?
Because of gravity, dumb fuck. We've told you this before. Why do you keep asking? You're like a fucking goldfish that can't remember how to do shit from day to day. You can't train a goldfish. They don't remember shit.
The atmosphere.
Gas doesn't have a shape, first off, unless...
Yes, it does. If it's gas takes the shape of whatever forces are exerted upon it. And the force of gravity is spherical because our Earth is spherical.
It takes the shape of the container that it's in. How does the air on the Earth not go into quote unquote space?
Gravity.
Gravity. Demonstrate.
Yes, gravity. Yes.
Air
Take a breath, man. Take a fucking breath.
having a downward, demonstrate air having a downward acceleration due to gravity. Go ahead.
Everything does. Everything does. Some things like helium have a negative downward acceleration. So you're just an idiot. You're an idiot who's in denial of established, repeatable, demonstrable science. That's all you are. You're comedy for smart people because you're so fucking stupid that you say shit like this and expect people to think you're smarter than everyone.
No,
wait.
no.
It's hilarious.
No.
Gravity. There are
more.
more.
There again. You're using your gravity.
No, you're ignoring. You are ignoring something called confounding variables.
No, what confounding variable?
There are more variables than just gravity and the density of the air.
Go ahead. What?
I'm not a physicist. Like, you're asking me questions.
Hey,
neither are you.
Yeah, neither are you, dumb fuck. You're like a negative physicist. You deny physics. You deny physics. When you say shit like the heliocentric model is scientifically impossible, you deny physics. And science, really.
What's the deal, dude? I'm not a physicist either, but I obviously know
Yeah,
more
man,
about
I'm a doctor, not a physicist.
No, you don't know more about anything than anybody, except on how to smoke a fucking bong. That's the only thing that you're an authority on, is how to load and smoke a bong. Probably of pretty shitty Mexican weed.
You don't, because you're asking.
You know what?
I'm
No,
gonna bring
because
this
you're
weird
asking
out.
questions. You are asking questions that ignore.
I mean, shitty Mexican weed will make you go loco. He probably smoked a whole shit ton of that stuff that was smuggled in fucking diesel tanks, empty diesel tanks that absorbed the fucking diesel. That's probably where he became so fucking stupid in the 90s. He probably bought a kilo of it and just couldn't stop. It just rotted his brain. Fucking diesel weed.
Other demonstrated realities.
Okay, I'm going to bring it onto where we were. Firmament, Rakia. I'm going to click on it. Firmament,
Blue letter Bible.
87549.
Okay.
Rakia. There we go.
Okay. And?
Extended service, solid, expands, firmament, expands, flat as base support. Solid. There we say, solid.
Okay.
That's what it says.
Yeah, no,
solid.
because
but.
this is not an etymological website.
Okay, bring that along website up.
Rakia does not mean the word raka.
Rakia?
What does the word raka mean?
Solid.
No.
Heat out, expand.
It means raka, brah. Raka. I don't know.
To bash out.
Expanse. It means expanse.
So
All right, let
does
me ask you this
Rakia,
question.
expand,
Let me
solid.
ask
firm.
you a different question.
And the other thing that really irritates me as an ex-Christian is that they lie, and they lie for God, basically. They lie for God. They justify it by saying, "Oh, I'm saying the truth, so I can lie."
Mm-hmm.
In what's a good example here? In the parable of the prodigal son,
Yeah.
when Jesus talks about the son who returned, the son who went off, and the son who stayed put, is that a story that actually happened?
It's a parable.
So what's that mean?
It has meaning behind the storyline.
It means it's an allegory. It's not a real story. It's not a real thing that happened.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
a parable.
one thing that is being said to represent another thing. So we've
Yes,
established that
parable.
in the Bible there are often points where where symbolic language is used to represent something else. So I just want to be clear on that, because you guys keep saying the Bible says this, the Bible says this.
So would you
Okay.
agree that it
Wait,
means
wait, wait,
firmament?
wait.
Would you
Wait.
agree that it means firmament?
Wait.
I'd agree that firmament is
Okay, what is
English
the
translation
what is the
of
root?
firmamentum, which is a Latin translation of stereoma, which is a
Firm.
Greek translation of
Firm.
rakia.
Firm.
Yeah.
Yes,
firmament,
The
firm.
word firm is the very
Raka.
root of the word firm, which means
Yep.
solid. Firm.
Mhm.
Now
Heat out.
demonstrate gas pressure without a container.
Okay, we'll get to that now. I want to ask you.
But okay, but
Uh,
I just need to be clear here. You are using the Latin, not the Hebrew. When you say firm, that comes from the Latin.
Okay, which
That I
was
just-
we saw
which
in
comes
that
from the root from
definition.
rakia, to be firm.
So
Expands,
there's a
firm,
whole bunch.
expands.
So what you're ignoring is there's a whole bunch of other times in the Bible where the term rakia is used that do not talk about solid
Okay.
things.
Okay.
You're talking about
Having
expanse.
Okay, can I get to my
Can you
point
have a
now?
gas without a solid container?
Okay, sorry, Dave.
You
can I
clearly
get to my
can
point?
because we have many of them.
Where?
Okay.
Because
You
at
were making-
scale, when you have gravity, you can have gas without a solid container. You guys keep just saying gravity doesn't exist, and yet you've offered no
doesn't.
alternative. You keep
You
saying
don't have to have one.
Relative
what?
density
Yes,
to
you do have to
equilibrium.
have an
There's the
alternative. That's the way
alternative.
debate works. If you're going to say no, it's not that, you need to come to me and say it's this.
Relative
Relative
density.
density, disequilibrium. Just like we
Okay.
said many times.
All right. So
But
relative
that's not the
density and
point now. You
equilibrium,
made it-
right?
Right, and we've debunked that. The easiest way to debunk it is in free fall, in 0G. Hey, West Side Girl. In 0G, do density columns correct themselves? No, they stay mixed up because gravity has been taken out of the equation. But density is not. The density still remains the same for everything in that density column. So how did the density change? How did the densities of those things change to be fucking equal? Fucking morons.
Right. So at a
Claim-
certain point,
Oh, you just got here, but I tried printing TPU, the stuff that I'm going to use for that switch housing thing, and it prints well. I mean, it goes down, not too much blobbing except where you have overhangs. I don't foresee a lot of overhangs with what I'm doing with your thing, but definitely needs supports if it has overhangs. But it prints solid. I mean, there's no under extrusion. The parts that didn't blob up because of overhangs look smooth as hell. I mean, very nice surface finish. So, yeah. Had trouble getting it to start printing because it's flexible and it wants to like bunch up. So you have to have a tuned system for it, but I think I can deal with it.
At a
Aiden, you
certain
made a
point, the
claim.
atmosphere will reach equilibrium with the vacuum outside of it. Yes, it can, and it does.
You
Oh my
first,
God.
we'll get to the guest question now. You've made a claim now that everything in the Bible is allegorical, correct?
No. If you go back and watch the video you are presently recording, you will see that I said we have demonstrated the Bible is at many times allegorical. My point
Right,
in
so-
saying that was to establish the Bible is not always a book to be taken literally.
I 100% agree. Okay, so when it comes to Genesis, a creation narrative, what's
Mhm.
allegorical about that?
That's a huge topic of debate amongst biblical scholars. There are a lot of different
Moses-
camps. Right now, there's the documentary.
Why are you bringing religion and unfalsifiable narrative into a scientific discussion? That would be my question.
Hypothesis. There is the traditional authorship hypothesis. There is the belief that this is, in fact, not supposed to have ever been a literal description of how the Earth was formed, but rather a cosmological one, saying that philosophically,
Whoa,
metaphysically,
that's a big claim.
metaphysically. Well, no, this is a claim that has been
That's a big
argued by.
claim.
It is a
Moses
big claim.
spoke to, do you believe Moses spoke to God face to face?
Yes.
So when God told him how the cosmology was made, did God lie or did Moses lie?
God didn't lie. You're assuming that it's supposed to be taken literally.
No, that's the truth. God spoke to
Okay,
him.
so all
face.
the biblical scholars, all the people who spend their lives studying the book, they're all
Appeal to
totally off the
authority.
rocker. They have no idea.
Appeal
No,
to
that's not appeal.
authority.
No, appeal to authority would be me saying I have a religious studies degree, therefore what I say goes.
No,
You're not
no,
even getting
you're
you're
appealing
not
to
even
someone
getting
else's
you are
authority.
not even getting your fallacies right. There are three
You're
of you and one of
appealing
me,
to
and
someone
every time I make a
else's-
point, one of
You're
you tries to
appealing,
talk
you're
over me.
appealing to someone else's authority.
That's
Yeah.
called citation.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's not working here because you haven't
It's-
named.
Yeah, it's not working because you're an ignorant fuck and you deny everything anybody tells you if it doesn't fit well within your flat earth narrative.
It's not working because
That's
you
what's
guys
going
aren't
that's what's going on here.
actually educated
Okay.
people. You're a
Oh,
bunch of
no,
people with
no.
a bunch of
I know.
opinions.
Okay,
And
can
you're
I get
not
back to-
scientists, you're not
Can
historians,
I
you're
get-
not theologians, and you're sitting here saying, oh, well, you're just wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. I know more than you. Meanwhile, you refuse to answer questions.
Okay,
It's
so
not
Aiden,
like a
okay,
child.
okay. Guys, relax. Aiden, Aiden, I
I'm
asked you a very
trying to
specific
speak. You guys
question.
talk over me
Yeah.
every time I
No.
start talking.
I'm
That's
trying
Yep.
to ask you a very simple question.
I've been hyper aware of who talks over who, and they have fucking talked over him throughout this entire fucking video. For 30 minutes. He's not been able to get a word in edgewise.
That you were
In
the
the
one
Bible,
insulting them.
okay, PJ,
Nobody
okay.
insulted anyone. You guys
Guys,
called me retarded
guys.
on a stream the other night.
And you didn't?
Well, we had reason to.
No,
We
I
told
didn't.
you
I
we
didn't
had
say a
3 streams
damn
on you.
thing like that until after that part.
Wow.
Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. We're here now. Aiden, I do like you, man. I really think we can get along at least. I know we have different views, but I'm trying to get it through to you why your fallacious reasoning. Okay. You agree God specifically face-to-face spoke with Moses. This was a literal thing. It
Mhm,
wasn't allegorical. He
mhm.
God literally told Moses how the earth was created. Okay,
Mhm.
that wasn't allegorical. So you
You're-
either have to say
you're-
Moses lied, or he was really idiotic, he didn't hear what God said, or God is just very illiterate or a liar. You
Or-
can't
Well, God's a liar for one. He told Adam and Eve that if they ate from a specific tree of the Garden of Eden, that they would surely die. Satan told them the truth. So
Or-
have one or the other.
Or the important part of it
Mhm.
was imparting what is above what in the order of creation, what
Okay.
God considers to be the foundation of what. So this is not the argument that it's not meant to be taken literally is not that God lied or that Moses lied or that one of them wrote something down wrong. The argument is that God was never intending to give Moses a physical description of the function of how the earth came to be. That
Then why did he give it
instead,
to him?
Okay, wait.
this is what I
No,
mean.
no, no,
Keep
no. Then why
interrupting
did he
me.
give
So
it to
if,
him?
if
Why
it's
did he give it
not,
to him?
if it's only allegorical when he's talking about the firmament, okay, if that's all allegorical, then right, then that means that we are in an open system.
Yep.
It means that we are surrounded by the waters
Is
above
Earth
and the
open
waters
or
below.
closed?
Yes.
Is it an open or closed system?
Yes.
It's both. It's got an
It
atmosphere.
can't be both. You
Yes, it can.
Can
can't
be
have
both.
both. You cannot have both.
Wow.
Yes, it can.
You can
Okay.
get out of the atmosphere, therefore it's open, but there is resistance to going in and out of the atmosphere.
Correct. Yes. If I have a house and the only way in and out of that house for anything is the front door, and I want it to be nice and airy and it's been winter time and I'm opening up to the spring, I can open up the door, but then I get all the bugs and all the dust and dander and lint and pollen from outside. So what do? I close the screen door. Now, is my house open or closed? Well, it's an open house, right? Air can get in and out. But no, it's closed off to the matter, the particulate, the stuff that I don't want to get in there, the bugs and the flies and shit like that, right? The moths. That's a closed system. So the Earth is both closed and open. We have a free exchange of energy, but matter, there is so little matter that is exchanged in relationship to time and the size of our planet that we consider it a closed system.
It is not open or
It's a matter of semantics, basically.
closed.
What's resistance from?
When you're
Gravity, fuckwit. When you're coming in, just the pressure of the atmosphere.
on the
Sort of like when you're in a submarine and you dive down too fast, too quick, and too steep an angle, you will bounce off a heavier layer of water.
planet, matter, material.
What,
You are
wait,
trying to
going-
you are pressing
going up,
you are
going
pressing
up?
yourself against gravity, and you are pressing yourself
Well, there's that
against
gravity
matter.
again.
Yeah, you can't escape gravity. Ha 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 ha. See what I did there? I was saving that.
Aiden, there's that gravity again. You still
Yes, gravity is real. Gravity has an effect on things on Earth. You dumb fucking undereducated hick.
have not established gravity.
Yes, we have. You guys just
No,
keep
you have
saying
not.
gravity doesn't
No,
exist.
you haven't.
Yes, we have established gravity. You just say it doesn't exist. You're just denying its existence because it fits your narrative. And your narrative is ridiculous.
Observed effect.
I mean, either present a map, model, and measurements of your flat Earth, or concede that the Earth isn't flat. It's that fucking simple, right? Anytime any one of us presents anything to you, and you don't like it, we have to concede that you're right. Well, it works the other way around, motherfuckers. Either present a map, model, and measurements, actual proof, evidence of your flat Earth, or shut the fuck up and concede because you've got nothing if you don't have those. We don't give a shit about your words or your Bible. We don't care about your opinions or what you've seen standing on the fucking on the seashore. We don't give a fuck how you feel. We give a shit about measurements. We care about tangible fucking evidence. We care about proof. We care about experimentation. We care about the scientific method, motherfuckers, which the flat Earth has never been through. You can't get past observation. It's an idea. You can't get past that. But you insist that we use the scientific method to do such and such. Well, you can go fucking piss up a rope, motherfuckers. And remember the other day when I live stream these assholes and they say, oh, what does he use? Paint? He just uses paint, doesn't he? What's Flatzoid using right here? What's this blue palette of colors with the paintbrush? What program you think Flatzoid's using? This hypocritical motherfucker.
That you call gravity. You've not been able to demonstrate that
Yes, we have, Cavendish, dipshit. The moon,
Gravity has any
the sun, Mercury, Venus. Yes, we have. You just deny it. And that's not on us. That's on you.
effect on gas particles
I mean, that's why you're so fucking stupid, because every time someone tries to educate you, you just say, oh, you're just stupid and I'm not going to believe anything you say. That's why you're ignorant. That's why you're undereducated.
whatsoever.
Or edumacated.
You have
Gravity
no
has effect on all particles. That's the thing.
Okay.
demonstrate
Okay.
it having an effect on gas. Show me gravity.
Okay, can you breathe? If gravity didn't have an effect on gas, then the air that you breathe would just go up. So, can you breathe? Fucking well, I wish you couldn't, but you can, right? Unfortunately.
Stopping equalization of a pressurized gas. Show me a volume of gas without containment.
You
Go
are
ahead.
asking.
Yeah,
You are
first of all-
asking.
Yes, the Earth. The Earth. There's no container holding the gas in. And there's a disequilibrium with our atmospheric pressure system. So there's less gas up there than there is down here. See, gravity has a stronger effect the closer to its source. And the gas down here is closer, and then because there's just so much gas, because it's all being held down here, the gas still has to go someplace, so it has to go up and out, and you get less and less and less of it. So, same way as if you dump a bunch of down into a plexiglass box, you can see that the down closer to the bottom is more compact, and it gets less and less compact as you go up. Same thing. If you can't understand that, I feel sorry for you.
Asking
Well,
for
gas-
experiments that cannot be performed due
Because
to the
it's
scale.
not possible.
No, it's due
It's
to the
an
scale.
impossibility. It's
All
a
right.
physical impossibility.
All right, well, here, how about this? The actual proof of gravity and the validity
So this guy would stand on top of a house-sized magnet, right? And say, okay, I want you to take these two small magnets and make this one be attracted to this one from here without deviating from its course. I want you to show me that, which is just basically the same thing. It's an impossible experiment to perform, because you have another larger force putting an effect on the experiment. But if you take that up and down force and you flip it on its side and make it side to side, well, it can't go side to side, but it can spin. If you redirect the force from down to around this way, you have what's called the Cavendish experiment. Then you've isolated the force of gravity, mass attracting mass, to a movement this way, negating the downward force.
of the equation
I
above,
mean, just simple, man. Very, very, very simple.
of that being F equals G M1 by M2 over R squared, came about with the Cavendish experiment in
We don't need no mathematics.
1797 when Henry Cavendish set up two large and small lead balls in a
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? There's a 65-page paper describing it and taking you through the experiment step by step. So what are you laughing at?
observe the gravitational pull between them with a telescope.
Okay, it doesn't help reading things off Cavendish. First of all,
Wait. So hang on.
It doesn't help reading things off Cavendish. It's a 65-page paper, motherfucker. That's the authority on the experiment.
Wait,
You guys
what's
said show me a
independent
proof. I went and I got you a proof. You said
that's
show
not
me a
proof,
proof.
that's
I got
And they just laughed at it. More denial. So they deny everything presented. I mean, what are the sheer odds that everything presented to them by people that are vastly smarter than them would be wrong? What are the odds? What are the odds that everyone in the universe are dumb as a rock, and these are the only smart people to ever exist? Because that's basically what they're saying. No, that scientist is dumb. That's a dumb thing he said. I think otherwise. That's all they have.
That wasn't proof.
I want to show you why it's not a proof.
All
What's
they
the
have.
independent variable for Cavendish, please?
Independent variable for Cavendish. Let's ask the Google boxes. What is the independent variable for the Cavendish experiment? There you go. Quora. Does the Cavendish experiment have a dependent and independent variable? And if so, what are they? Of course, all experiments have dependent and independent variables. The experiment consisted of suspending a wooden rod with small weights on either end from thin wire. The large weights were placed nearby at different angles to the frame supporting the wire rod. The independent variable, the one the experimenter controlled, was the angle between the frame and the large weights, the proximity to the ball, of the weights to each other, basically. And also the mass, the makeup, what the balls are made of. Use iron, brass, Blue Marble Science used sandbags, buckets of water. He used all different materials. So that would be your independent variable.
Okay, you're really.
While he's doing that, can you get the citation up I sent you?
All right, you know what? This is clearly not going to go anywhere. So how about we go to a point of conversation where there's an actual experiment that can be performed?
You just gave one up, Cavendish. So we try.
No. Because here's the problem. No matter what I say about this, you guys are going to find some way of disregarding it.
We got citation why it doesn't do what you say you want it to do.
I'm sure some dude who read a meme has a reason this doesn't exist.
There's
Right?
no meme.
I'm sure. But what I want to do is I want to take this to something.
University.
No. What?
It's from a university.
Okay.
From a university.
All right, fine.
Okay.
From a university that teaches about gravity and the spin of the Earth and space. From a university like that. Oh, it's from a university. Okay. What else does that university tell us? What else does that university teach? Think maybe a little more than your cherry pick bullshit?
And while he's doing that, while he's getting that up quickly, you see on my screen, I just drew the Earth, for instance, okay? And it's in space. Is Earth an open or closed system?
Both, asshole.
All right, here. How about this? How about you define those terms for me?
See, he doesn't understand the second law of thermodynamics, which doesn't have anything to do with what he's talking about. The second law of thermodynamics, as with all the laws of thermodynamics, is an ideal system. A perfect, ideal system. I mean, when you design a video game, whatever, when you start off, you design it so you have, when you're getting the physics down, it's zero physics. You want shit just to go where it wants to go. That's what an ideal system is zero friction, zero gravity, zero resistance. That's the ideal system. This is not an ideal system. It has no relationship to the second law of thermodynamics other than that there is entropy in the system, which is what the second law deals with. It doesn't deal with gas pressure or vacuums. It deals with entropy in a system, in an ideal system. Just like the Bible, you fucking misinterpret science.
Okay, we were talking on the line of thermodynamic systems. Do you know the difference between?
Oh, spoiler alert.
Thermodynamic systems. Do you know the three thermodynamic systems? Let's put it that way. What are the
Not
three?
off the top of my head. I am a historian.
Okay, closed system, open system, and isolated systems. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Earth can only be one of them. Which one would you say they are?
Why can Earth only be one of them? What are they?
Closed or open?
No.
The universe is. The universe is.
What are?
Okay. Open system matter and energy can leave and go between the boundaries between the systems. Closed, no matter
Right. Yes. Yes, that's true. With open system.
could leave between the boundaries.
No, not no. Not no.
But energy can.
Okay.
And isolated, no energy and no matter can leave between the boundaries.
Then it's an open system.
Right. Then we consider it a closed system because of the amount of matter that leaves. We consider it a closed system. It's an open system that we consider closed. You dumb fucking Jesus Christ. Just a simpleton.
Open, great, because you say we have astronauts leaving and all this nonsense.
Matter and energy both leave.
So, according to the law of the second law of thermodynamics, entropy will increase.
Also, if your audience wants me to just really quick, because you know, if your audience wants you guys to be taken seriously, this isn't about me. If your audience wants you guys to be taken seriously, they should stop calling grown men petulant children in your comments. All right. First of all, I just need to check your fucking audience. Because
first of all, have you seen your comment section? I'm just not worrying about it because I'm actually a grown ass man.
I am actually a grown ass man, and I'm more successful than any of the three of you.
Woo,
so let's if you want to sit here and you want to throw insults,
you don't know anything about.
Hey, Aiden, way to flop your big fat cock out on the table.
You're the one insulting. You don't even know.
You want to throw things back and forth? No. Because here's the thing. I very rarely allow myself to get to this point where I'm just gonna talk shit to people. But since you guys called me retarded on one stream, and now you refuse, I did not call you retarded.
Oh, really?
I didn't.
I cannot bring a timestamp showing you lying.
All right. Was it before or after you called me that? Go ahead, take a look.
After 3 streams, we called you retarded because we had a reason to call you retarded.
No, it was the very first one.
You started your stream off ad homing us.
Yes, because I watched the parts of yours where you ad hominem me. Dude, you're not going to win here, all right? You're not going to win that part. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to drive us to a topic where an actual conversation can be had, because you guys keep insisting on denying the existence of gravity, which again is an observable reality. So if you're not going to tell me where the sun is, and you're not going to tell me what Mercury is, and you're not going to tell me how it is that we see phases of the moon, which I didn't even get a chance to ask. But if you're not going to tell me any of that, at least tell me why it is that every single time you stick a telescope or a camera out to sea or across a flat surface, level surface, I should say, you are going to see exactly what you should see.
Okay, I'll answer all that now. Can you just quickly show him there where it says Cavendish is not used for gravity as a mass attracting mass, please? You had it there.
Oh, he's found this paper by this organization that doesn't believe that Cavendish was done right or something like that, and they use it as proof that gravity isn't real.
Okay, Cavendish did not determine.
This is like a big, huge cherry pick.
The mean density of Earth. Cavendish did not determine the gravitational constant.
I know it's probably chaired by people like Samuel Rowbotham or fucking zetetic scientists or some shit like that. I haven't really researched this organization, but yeah.
Cavendish did not calculate the mass of the Earth.
All right.
You know what
Cavendish did not calculate the mass of the Earth. He established the gravitational constant, and you can use what he did to calculate the mass of the Earth. So, actually, he was out to weigh the Earth, which this would be a horseshit statement. So,
the implications mean for Cavendish and
chances are. None of these guys have actually read this publication, this whole thing all the way through. They just cherry pick shit out of it, probably. I doubt. I mean, it's 23. It's at least 23 pages long. How long is it? I don't know. That says 12, but that says page 23. So I don't know. So have they cherry picked pages out of it?
Gravity.
I'm not sure that they're even relevant given the nature of the experiment.
This is about the Cavendish
All right,
experiment.
what's
from
this
the
from?
university.
What's this from?
Can you send him the link? Dave, you're muted, by the way. You're muted, man. I can't hear you.
Yeah, Dave muted.
Said I just put it
There we
right
go,
there.
there's
inside
Yeah,
that for you.
all right.
Okay, anyway. But back to what you were saying. You want us to explain to you things that you find it necessary for us to replace your globe model, which falls flat. That's the problem. We don't need to replace things that weren't proven in the first instance.
Yeah, if you're going to say that your idea of reality is something different, you need to come up with a replacement for what it is. If you're going to claim that it's wrong, you need to come up with something better.
We stand here, we don't observe
That's
movement
that's a
of the Earth.
pathetic.
We don't
That's a pathetic fucking excuse.
observe gravity. We don't observe space-time.
Yes, we do. We observe gravity all the time, motherfucker. Every time you get up out of your seat, you're observing gravity. Every time you drop something, you're observing gravity, stupid. Jesus, what a ridiculous, idiotic thing to say.
Yet you want to claim those things, and if we say we don't observe it, you want to tell
I mean,
us
it's just
Well, no,
sad.
because you just
Tell
said
us
you
why
don't
it's
observe.
observed.
You just said you don't observe the movement of the Earth, but you do every single
You
day
don't.
when you look up at the sky and it changes positions.
No,
Absolutely.
we see the sun move.
No, you see the movement of the earth. You see the movement of the earth. That's what you see.
No,
We see the stars move.
No.
We see the moon move, but we never see the Earth. Show me where the Earth is moving, please.
It's moving. You're moving with it. Basically, everything except the moon is basically fixed in the sky or in space. And we move and it moves because we're moving. Jesus fucking Christ. This has been explained to you guys too. You don't remember? That's
What do you mean?
fucking
Show you where
sad,
the
man.
Earth is moving.
You say we observe
Very
Earth moving
sad.
every day. Show me where Earth is moving. Where have we observed
When
Earth
you
moving?
look up at the sky and the stars are in different places, that's the
Does the
Earth
stars
moving.
move?
Holy
Does the
crap!
stars move?
The
Holy crap,
stars
it's
and
dark.
the Earth are both moving.
I just saw
No,
a
no,
car
no,
go
no,
by.
no.
My house is moving.
No, it's stupid. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. God, what a dumb fucking thing to say.
No.
Okay.
No,
No,
Have
sorry,
you
wait,
ever sat on a
moving.
train? Have any of you ever sat on a train?
A moving
Yeah.
train, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you're on the train, are you moving?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you moving independently of the train's movement?
We're moving
are.
with the train, but we are able
Yes.
to observe.
But you can get up.
We're
You
able
can
to
stand up.
observe
You can
things.
stand
We're
up
able
and
to
you can
observe
walk.
things stationary. Yeah,
Still know you're moving.
Okay.
We're able
So you're-
to observe things stationary.
Okay. First of all, let me finish the analogy. Jesus Christ.
We know it's.
Dude, we
No,
heard
you
this
don't know the analogy because if you
million
did know the
You're
times.
pushing the
analogy,
equivalence principle.
I
We
thought-
know
I thought you were a
everything.
Christian.
They just can't fucking let him talk. They can't let him talk.
I thought you were Christian.
Okay, so-
You're saying
I've
that's
heard
blasphemous.
analogy for you. I've heard
all
it so
right,
many
enough
fucking
of
times.
that. Enough of that.
Okay, stop, guys.
Just
And
with
that's
the
in
irony
can
that the
break
no
this down
true
quickly.
Scotsman fallacy is coming
taking
from
the
a
Lord's
Scotsman.
name in vain. You said you were a Christian. You're taking the Lord's name
I
in vain.
am a Christian. I'm the
No,
one
no,
where
no,
you're sitting there
no,
going,
no,
well, huge different Bibles
no.
on my shelf. I'm the
Wow.
one, like, what
But
does
you
that
said,
even mean?
but you
Don't
said that
question
take
my
the Lord's
faith.
name in
Don't
vain.
question
The
my
Lord's
faith.
name in vain.
Do not
Yeah.
question my faith.
I just
Okay.
did.
Do
I
not
just did.
question my
Take
faith.
the Lord's
Okay,
name in
guys.
vain.
Do not.
Okay,
Take the Lord's name in
relax,
vain.
relax,
Take the
guys,
Lord's name
relax.
in vain.
You're
Relax.
on a train. You're on a train. If you sit still, you are
Mhm.
moving with the train. If you stand up and walk to the bathroom, you can move on the train. That
Yes,
is what
we
you're
understand this.
that is the same exact thing that's going on with the Earth's movement.
You know you're moving,
Movement.
though.
Wait,
You ever
wait,
heard
wait.
of motion
Yes, because
sickness?
of scale. Because of
Wait,
scale.
wait, wait. Wait, this is your chance to prove your claim that we are moving with the Earth. Go ahead.
No, this is another chance for him to say something and you to deny it with a stupid fucking look on your face. This is what this is.
Because we have observed that the Earth moves.
Where?
We're on it. Oh my God.
You observed the sky moving, you just said. You
Mhm.
didn't say you observed the earth moving. When we
This
said,
is the
"Wow,"
problem. This
you
is
said,
I
saw
knew
the sky move.
exactly what you were going to do, and I let myself fall into the trap.
No, no,
We
no.
need to
What
start
did
with the
Einstein
shape of the
say?
Earth. We need to start
did
with the shape of the Earth. We need to start with the shape of the Earth. Okay?
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to drive this conversation in a remotely productive direction by saying, let's talk about how you can prove that the Earth has curvature to it.
Okay,
Easy.
go ahead.
Okay, you want to
Okay.
do curvature? Perfect.
Yes, I would love to do curvature.
Show us how the Earth does curvature, please. Show us where's
What do you mean
curvature.
show us?
You say the Earth has curvature, so
Yes, the
it's
Earth
on you
has
to show
curvature,
us the Earth has
approximately
curvature.
1
Where
degree
is
every
it?
69.4 miles.
By the way,
Yes. If a road had curvature of one degree every 6 miles, or 1 degree every 60 feet, and you saw a car go over the fucking hill, saw it getting blocked tires up, what would you think about the road that car's on? What would you think about that? Right? Someone says, check the road out, and it looks relatively flat, right? But then you see a car going away from you, and the wheels are being blocked, tires up, like the car is being blocked, like it's going over a hill. And then you measure it, or you look at the specs, and you say, oh well, yeah, that's a curve, that's a hill. What would you think then? Would you think that road is flat and it's just perspective doing it? See, we measured the Earth as spherical. You stupid fucking simpletons.
by the way, Gemini, I don't drink. I'm not a drunk Scot. I haven't drunk for years. Thank you very much. Bye.
All right.
Okay, cool.
So-
So the curvature. Where's the curvature?
Man, it took you long enough to fucking come up with that, man. You sure you're not drunk now? I mean, that was a pretty goddamn delayed response to what he said 5 minutes ago.
Okay, let's use the example of let's say you know what? Let's use an example that flat earthers have used. If you go to La Spezia, Italy, you set up a camera. You can take pictures of islands that are 90 to 100 miles away from you at the correct elevation. When you take those pictures, the bottom several hundred to several thousand feet of those islands will be obscured behind the horizon, but you will be able to see the tops. That only works if the Earth is curved. And the thing is, if you look at the actual curvature model, 1 degree per 69.4 miles, if you use the mathematics, you will find that every single time you take those pictures, they will match the expected value.
No, they won't.
Okay, great.
Yes,
great,
they
great.
will.
Yeah, they
They
will.
will.
no,
It'll be different every
We have-
time.
We have
Whoa.
tons of examples of this.
Well, it'd be slightly different, unless you run across heavy refraction, like in that idiotic black swan bullshit. Yeah, but yeah, if you have standard refraction, it'll look the same pretty much every time you take the picture. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
In fact, go to
So have-
go to Eric Dubé's 200 proofs that the Earth is
Oh,
not a
please
spinning
don't.
ball.
That
Go to
guy.
that.
Please don't. You can stop and you know it. One thing I agree with you on Eric Dubé. Please don't push him on us. We speak out about him too. I don't agree with Eric
Okay.
Dubé.
Oh, is he controlled opposition?
Well, good on
But
you
when
for
it
doing
comes-
that.
When it comes out with what you just said, have you ever heard of the word refraction before?
Also, old
Our refraction that you ignore. Keep in mind, Flatzoid is bringing up refraction. He broached the topic. So he's bringing up refraction, meaning refraction has an effect on the scene you're looking at.
Old World Vegas, I see you in chat. Mind Unveiled wasn't through with me. Mind Unveiled cut out about 90% of my video and then portrayed things I said as jokes as serious, and even went to the lengths of taking out the audio and showing only the text of what I said. So calm down there. Anyway, continue.
Okay. So, have you heard of the word refraction before?
Yes.
Great. And do we always have refraction?
It depends on the amount of. It depends on the atmosphere.
So there's
Yeah,
always
there's-
refraction. There's not a day
There's
where there's
always
no...
a degree. There's
Right, there's standard refraction, is what we see normally day to day. And you have heavier or less refraction.
always a degree of refraction. And I
Right.
don't mean
So
one
you would
degree. I
agree-
mean there's an amount of refraction.
Yes, so you would agree every day we look through far distances, there's always some apparent.
There's always some degree of refraction. Yes.
Cool. So it's optical then, not physical.
Yes, refraction is optical.
Not
And it is physical. The gradient atmosphere physically changes the path of light. So it's both optical and physical.
Not to
You've
the
never
extent
seen
you guys.
physical
No. We're talking about thousands of feet. We're not talking
yeah.
about. You can't explain these things with refraction.
Oh, yes, we can.
No, you
It's called
can't.
field of view. He's got it on screen for you right there. There we go.
Hold on to your hats. If you have not put on your oven mitts yet, fucking do it. I cannot be held medically responsible for any injuries that accrue because of what you're about to witness with your own eyes. And I will be right back. Hold on. You ready?
You understand how a field of view works and how
I do.
perspective works? Okay. So what happens up to the horizon?
Hint or spoiler alert: Dave does not understand it.
Your field of view, you have a full field of view to the horizon,
which never changes.
Once the horizon, which stays relative to eye level at the same proportion relative to eye level, regardless of altitude, at the horizon line, your field of view is now cut in half.
Oh my God.
At the horizon line, your field of view is now cut in half. Because anything that's beyond that horizon is going to appear to get smaller from the bottom up.
Why?
Because your field of
No, dipshit, that's not how our field of view works. Your field of view is not cut off by half. So that would mean that you can't see the water below the horizon. That would mean that you cannot see the water leading from your feet from the beach out to the horizon. If your field of view is cut off halfway, you can't see anything below your fucking level line of sight. That's what you're saying, stupid. And it's stupid. Jesus fucking Christ. These guys think they're smarter than everybody. And they prove how goddamn ignorant they are. Holy shit.
View is compromised by the horizon. Now, hold on, wait, because it is.
Because the Earth is a sphere. If you were looking over a flat plane, nothing would be obstructed. It would just get smaller and be unresolvable due to perspective and the Rayleigh criterion. That's what would happen on a flat Earth. Things would get smaller in toto, in totality. Not half of them would get obstructed. Things would get smaller in total. Unless you have a wave that's tall enough to obstruct anything, you wouldn't have any obstruction. On a flat Earth, shit would just get smaller and smaller, and then you couldn't resolve them anymore, and then they just can't see them anymore because they're too far away. But they wouldn't get smaller halfway. You fucking moron. Ultra retarded, absolutely. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, you can't understand that shit. Show me in any goddamn optics textbook, physics textbook, any textbook that agrees with you, that agrees with what you're saying right now. I mean, you got to see this again.
You have a full
thousands of feet. We're not talking
yeah.
about. You can't explain these things with refraction.
Oh yes, we can.
No, you
It's called
can't.
field of view. He's got it on screen for you right there. There we go.
You understand how a field of view works and how
I do.
perspective works? Okay.
Mhm.
So what happens up to the horizon, your field of view, you have a full field of view to the horizon. Once the horizon, which stays relative to eye level at the same proportion relative to eye level, regardless of altitude, at the horizon line, your field of view is now cut in half. Because anything that's beyond that horizon is going to appear to get smaller from the bottom up.
Why?
Because your field of view is compromised by the horizon. Now, hold on, wait, because it is how your perspective view works. Now,
no, that's not perspective. If it were perspective,
let me finish.
Okay, sure.
You watch an object and it starts appearing to disappear from the bottom up. But if I
Starts appearing to disappear?
increase my elevation, which will increase my field of view, the horizon will also appear to rise relative to my eye level.
All you've done is put more space between you and the flat plane below you that couldn't obstruct anything in the first place. How can you see more? You're an idiot.
And I will see the distant object fully in view. And if I go up high enough, I'll see more horizon beyond that. It's only because your horizon is compromising your field of view, which is illustrated.
Yeah, like the hill, like a road that's a hill, like an overpass is compromising your field of view. Yes, your field of view never changes, moron. It's still, this whole thing is your field of view. The limit of visual field. That's your field of view. Jesus fucking Christ. It doesn't get cut off because of the fucking horizon, moron. If that was so, you couldn't see anything from here down. You fucking idiot.
Illustrated in this graphic that I have here.
God
this
damn.
Is right from an optical website talking about field of view and how you're.
Okay, where in that optical website does it say your field of view is cut in half? Where?
Recognition of various objects.
I mean, this is an adult. This is a fucking grown-ass man saying stupid shit like this.
Go, okay?
It's amazing. And he thinks he's smart. He actually thinks he's smart.
Got about 50 degrees when you're looking straight on. Okay, about 50 degrees upward.
Actually, Aiden is better than 100% of your chat. And 100% of the panel. I'm sorry, it'd be 75% of the panel. Yes, he is a better, smarter, he's just a better person.
And the horizon is going to be just slightly below your eye level. And then what is that? 70 degrees in a downward view. Now, once you get to this level right here, on this zero right here, all of this is gone. You only have that up to the horizon because the horizon.
So all that's gone. You can't see any water. You can't see any water below your level line of sight. Nothing. You can't see anything from here down.
The horizon's going to appear to rise up to that level. Then what happens is everything that goes beyond that is going to meld into the horizon from the bottom up.
Well, evidently, that's where the horizon is. But what if he's looking up? What if he's looking up? Can he see any water at all? Fucking moron. This guy's an idiot.
Is going to
What
meld
an idiot.
into the horizon from
Meld.
the bottom up.
Where in physics is that listed? Show me in any physics tech in that website where it talks about things melding into the horizon rather than being obstructed bottom up.
because your
No.
field of view is compromised.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah,
is
fucking
with
idiot.
perspective, everything would get infinitely smaller. It would
Uh-huh.
never go below the horizon. That's how perspective
We
works.
have demonstrations that show this on flat surfaces.
No, we don't. You have fake ass experiments showing the camera lens below the surface of the table. That's what you have. You have lies that you've made videos of. That's what you have. But in order for the sun to set, for instance, parallel lines would have to cross. Because if there is something that's 3,000 miles over my head and it goes out 6,000 miles, there is absolutely no reason why it should be below my eye level. Ever. Ever. For any reason. But on flat Earth, parallel lines cross.
You also have demonstrations done by flat earthers that show that if you set up a light or a laser and
Things actually get lower physically lower the further away you are from them. But so it's gonna make that fact or make that claim.
put it directly level across a plane, what you're going to find is that it does not hit something at the exact same elevation on the other side. Globebusters did it. They got it wrong. It was super embarrassing, and it's on Netflix.
Wait. Are you talking about the Jaren thing with the cardboard?
I'm talking about the yes, the one with the gyro, but then
Okay.
the follow-up experiment they did where they just took a couple of boards.
Well, look at this guy laugh. Yeah, they don't like this subject.
Cut holes in them,
That's
placed them
something
at the
about-
same elevation, and then shined something through, and they didn't get the light.
Can I tell you first the issues with that?
Yes, it destroys flat Earth. That's the major issue.
Even
Sure.
Jaren said they misrepresented him because
Oh, really? The liar who is pushing a lie got exposed to be as a liar and got his lie exposed as being a lie. Has something to say about it. You're going to believe what he has to say?
when they did it again, it did work.
Okay,
It's like, yeah, Trump's not guilty. Trump said so. That's what you're doing here. It's a circular reasoning. Yes, the Bible is true because the Bible says it's true. That's all you got, man. Sad.
Hey,
They took
but
it
was
the
live on camera?
mockumentary. Wait. The mockumentary went and showed specifically while they were trying to set it up. Secondly,
Right. And he said, this is what's going to happen. And they did it. And it didn't happen. It didn't matter if they were setting it up. He performed the experiment. And it didn't work. And it was very interesting.
you can agree that he cut those holes like the dog's breakfast, first of all.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Light doesn't care what shape a hole is.
Second of all, that if you didn't use a laser light, he used a torch, and the torch light diverges. It's not concentrated light.
Okay, you
Third
could
of
do the
all,
same thing
with
with a
this-
laser.
Right. And it wasn't diverging when it went through the hole. It went through straight. Went through straight. So that argument's bullshit.
With distance, it's more difficult to
Oops.
get pinpoint accuracy.
Hmm.
Have you
But if the experiment was a success, you would have bragged on it, right? You'd be presenting it as evidence, right? Despite the dog's breakfast and all those other excuses.
ever tried far distance to take, for instance, let's take a laser and shine it on a small target far away or something? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah.
Is it
How'd you
easy
do?
or is it hard than, let's say, something close by?
Well, it's a little harder to aim, but once you've aimed it, it's pretty steady.
Great.
No,
Another-
Yeah, I can aim a beam of light at an aircraft passing overhead, like an aircraft that I want to get the attention of. I can use a little pocket mirror and keep that beam right on that aircraft, right on the cockpit, as a matter of fact. So, what's your point, Mr. Excuse Man? This is something that I want to add to the printer. I think it'll get better results, called the Voron Tap. This entire thing, it's 2 pieces of metal, and this gets attached to the printer, and then this rides up and down You can see a side view here. Between these two pieces of metal are a set of linear rails. Real short. Very, very, very short, like 3 inches long. And it rides up and down on those linear rails. Very stable, very rigid. And there's an optical sensor that when it goes up, it breaks the beam of light. And that triggers your end stop or your Z switch. And that's what you use for homing the bed and probing the bed and doing bed leveling and stuff, instead of a probe that's like off center. So you don't have to tune for offset. As soon as that nozzle touches and triggers that fucking thing, that's your Z offset. It's already set.
Let's say he's got this laser light.
Plus, it looks cool as shit. I mean, it looks good. And it's very practical.
Using a tripod, it's going to be pretty steady.
Great. Now, another issue the guy had. He held a torch in his hand, correct? So he wasn't holding it perfectly level. And what happens when you're not holding something perfectly level and it hits a part here in this board and there's another board behind it and hits another part? It's going to obscure it, correct?
Except if it doesn't hit the board because you've aimed.
Right, but if the cardboard holes are at the same altitude or the same height, same tallness, and the light can't go through because one of them is lower, that would mean that the Earth is curved. See, that's what that means. And you are you're so dishonest. You're so ignorant. You're so blinded and indoctrinated into this flat Earth cult that you refuse to understand that.
It right, it won't do that.
You make excuses and hand wave dismiss all the debunking of it, and all the logic and all the science and all the other stuff that proves it wrong. You just deny it because that's all you have. Denial and zip. Got no evidence. You've got nothing that backs up your claims. You just have a presupposition of a flat Earth and lies, denial. It's sad.
Boards right in front of him. A lot of boards a long distance. In other words, it was a dog's breakfast experiment. Okay.
Okay. Well, hang on. So I gotta ask the question. You're saying that because the light was obstructed by two boards at the same elevation with a hole cut through them at the same elevation, that proves the Earth is flat.
It shows that the guy didn't do a proper experiment, and when he did do it again, they didn't show it on the mockumentary.
Well, where's his video of it? Where's Jaron doing it again? How come he hasn't done it again? Why?
Literally misrepresent. You can even ask Jaron himself.
I'm sure.
He even says it. Okay, but anyway, the point is we can demonstrate bottom-up obstruction on flat surfaces. I've done it.
No, you can't. I love how they can show bottom-up obstruction on flat surfaces like within 10 feet. When it takes ships at sea miles to do the same thing, they can reproduce it right on their table. Right on their table. Look, see the coins going down below the flat surface. Huh. And look, you can see part of the fucking ceiling too.
Many times, even on my channel, people
just completely fucking dishonest. It's absolutely, abjectly dishonest. But they don't care, man. They don't care. They don't care about honesty.
I've done it before.
So
it's all optical.
On our channel, in the video,
and they don't care about truth because truth demands honesty. Truth demands it. You cannot have truth with dishonesty. And they're trying to seek it by being lying pieces of shit.
You guys don't appear
pretty
excited to
fucking
react to,
sad.
probably because it's full of math. On that, in that,
Oh. You know what?
no, it's interesting
hold
to
on.
me that
Oh, really? Really? You haven't said that math bad? Really? You haven't said that? He's just stating fact, motherfucker. Don't get your panties in a bunch.
you guys
Hey,
only
I'm
went-
about sick of your little talking down shit, buddy.
I'm sick of
gonna
it. You
tell
guys
you
been
what.
Well, that's what we do to scum. We talk down to them. You're a racist piece of shit and an undereducated moron. You're lucky he's there.
talking down at me for an hour and a half.
No.
He's only there because you begged him to come there.
Right now,
No,
you said
not
you
at
could
all.
take us on.
Not at all, man.
Yeah, I am.
Big
I'm
mouth,
currently taking you
and
guys
you're
on.
up here.
I'm
and
doing a
you
very
haven't
good job
put
of
up
it.
a single-
You guys have yet to provide a single
I was here to
actual piece of
moderate.
evidence for
I was here
your
to moderate.
Aiden.
I kicked you
Aiden.
out.
Aiden. Okay. Aiden, first of all, everything you presented tonight, my bumhole knows better than what you know, okay?
Okay,
When it
that's
comes
not
to
an
flat
argument.
Earth, I'm sorry, when it
What's
comes to flat Earth,
Mercury?
when it comes
You've
to
had
flat
an
Earth,
hour. You've had an hour to
When
come
it
up with an
comes-
answer to that question.
when it comes
What
to
is
flat Earth,
Mercury?
when it comes
Yeah.
to flat Earth,
He doesn't fucking
you
know.
absolutely
He doesn't fucking know. He can't answer any questions because he has no brains. He has no answers to anything.
sweet bugger all. I'm trying.
No.
we're trying to
I
explain
know
to you-
plenty about the flat Earth because I went and I researched it. You guys know
You
researched
your
it.
little,
You went to
Where
Flat
did
Earth
you-
little
Society,
tiny
you
microcosm.
numbnuts.
You know
You
your
went
little
to
tiny
Flat Earth
microcosm.
Society.
Okay, guys,
You
guys,
went
just
to
I
Flat
relax.
looked at the Flat Earth
Society,
Society. I
you
looked at Eric
retard.
Dubé. I looked at Mark Sargent. I looked at David Weiss. I looked at
David
Globebusters.
Weiss.
I looked at a whole bunch
You
of
might
different
make me
ones,
up.
and you're doing precisely what I said you would
See, I was hoping Aiden to show up. I guess he won't.
do. I said no matter who I chose.
I mean, I
you guys
tagged
are
him.
going, "Oh,
I tagged him in the title.
that guy's an idiot. You need to be looking at this guy. You're doing
Excuse
precisely
me,
what I said
excuse
you
me,
would do.
Aiden. The one who's calling people idiots here are you.
You called me
Really? You haven't called him an idiot? Look at his fucking just a simple face. Just blank. It's like a Ken doll.
a retard before I called you an idiot.
Not on the stream.
Not
Okay.
on this stream, but so now we're just going with this little stream, right? We're not supposed to take into
I'm
account anything
trying
else
to
I've
be
said.
very
Oh,
cordial
look,
to you. but
flat
you-
earthers not wanting to take into account the other
You've got
things.
to have a
that
little
they-
bit of a thicker skin. Most of that is just
Okay.
messing
I have
about.
plenty of thick
Everybody
skin.
calls
Hey, guys.
everybody a retard.
Okay, shut up. Your
Guys.
country jails people for hate speech. Shut up.
Okay, guys,
My
can I
country.
talk?
In my ass.
My
I'm gonna
country,
take-
Scotland.
In my
Scotland.
ass.
Guys, I'm
Scotland.
gonna take.
Count Dankula. Look him
Scotland
up.
jails people for
Scotland jails you if you're not drunk.
hate
Hey,
speech.
I'll let
Count
Flatzoid
Dankula,
talk.
look him up.
PJ,
You're
he's doing this on
unbelievable.
purpose. PJ is doing this on purpose. He's trying to derail
I'm not
the
doing this on
argument.
purpose. PJ's been
You
egging
are.
me on the
You
entire
attacking-
stream.
You attack him because he's.
Well,
Look at him. He just looks dumb. He looks dumb.
my
Man.
goodness, I'm sat here quiet.
Shit, you
Mhm.
pussy little bitch. You call everyone names and then you sit.
Oh, should I go get my girlfriend and have her lob insults from across the room too?
Okay.
Yeah, why
Okay,
not?
guys.
I'm sat here quiet.
Going at my partner
He's handling these guys fucking excellently.
too
You
fucking
sat here
like,
quiet
oh,
for a
yeah.
while, but at the beginning of the stream, you were complaining constantly.
Yes,
You guys
relax,
made fun.
guys.
I
You guys
was here
made
to
fun of me in
moderate.
one of your other streams and
Aiden,
talked down to
I
me when I
was
wasn't
here to
even
moderate.
there.
I was
I
here.
wasn't even
I was
there.
here to moderate.
And you talked down.
I was here to
So
moderate.
how about this?
I sat
How
here
about we start to be
quiet most of the
adults
night.
for a second? We be adults for a second, and we talk about the actual thing at hand instead of constantly
fine.
trying to throw insults
agree.
at me and then
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
mad when I
That's what
respond.
you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, like you probably wouldn't watch
I
that
agree.
because you're a flurf and it has math. Yeah, like shit like that. You
Yeah, you fucking have you read the Cavendish experiment yet? Have you read the paper? Have you read it? No. Okay.
Yeah.
asshole.
Oh,
Continue.
wait.
Knock
Oh,
it
yeah.
off.
Because I finally
Knock
watched
it
something
off.
at you guys,
Okay.
and now you're
Finally.
bitching.
Knock
Okay,
it
Aiden,
off, you
Aiden,
prick.
if you
Why
want to
all
go to
night?
math, if you want to go to math, fine.
I was here to
Show me
moderate.
show me F equals ma in gravity, please.
No, I said curvature. I said we need to talk about curvature because
You want
approved
math.
the curvature.
You want
I
math.
want to
Show
talk
me-
about the
okay.
observable reality
Great.
of
Great,
curvature.
curvature.
That's what I want to talk
You know-
about.
Curvature. You
Yes.
made a claim on your one video that you should see forever on a flat Earth, correct?
No,
No.
I don't think he said that. I don't think he would say that. No, you can't see forever on a flat Earth. if you had a powerful enough telescope, you could see a long, 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 long fucking way. Now you can't see forever, moron. See, that's one of the tactics that Mouse uses is he'll straw man what people say and then say that's the argument.
Don't believe I
And then if you disagree with him, well, you've conceded.
made any claim that you should see forever on a flat Earth.
Didn't you say you should always see the sun above the horizon? Or what did you claim?
Yeah, he made that video private, didn't he?
What
You
are you
should
talking
always
about?
see something above.
Are you
in
talking
the
about when
flat
I said that from the southern hemisphere, the sun should appear on the right if
there
you're
we
heading
go.
west?
Yeah.
While in the northern hemisphere, the sun should appear to the left if you're heading
You
west?
said, why don't I see Polaris? I think at a stage as well.
Yeah, why don't you see Polaris from Australia?
Perspective.
No.
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 Yes.
No, perspective has math behind it, man, and that doesn't add up. Doesn't add up, buddy. It's because the Earth is curved, dipshit. I've proved that with the angles to Polaris.
No. No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Can I explain
no.
how?
There's
Can I
just.
explain how?
Do you have
Wait,
do you have any idea how far away Polaris is?
Can I explain it to you? Why? First of all, you taking trigonometry, orthographic view for this.
Yeah.
You said you worked out.
Yes. Orthographic view matches reality. It absolutely does. If you stand far enough back and you take a picture of someone looking up through a tube at, I don't know, the ridge of a house, and they can see both the gutter and the ridge, right? They're looking straight across the roof of that house. They're looking up, and they can see it. And then they put a measurement, they put a inclinometer on that and say it's 45 degrees. That person way out there, if they hold up a inclinometer that is based on that tube that they're looking through, it's going to be 45 degrees, dipshit. Orthographic represents reality.
Trying orthographic.
Yes.
And we use orthographic over perspective for everything. We don't design anything with perspective views. We don't build anything based on a perspective view. We don't do that. A perspective view is basically a bunch of orthographic views put together. So it's basically just your opinion, your visual opinion.
So use a
Triangulation.
very simple scale model to figure out the
Great.
number of degrees. of
Show
curvature.
me an orthographic view, because it's not perspective based, where convergence is, please.
Or convergence is? What convergence? You talking about the angular size of objects? Yeah, that's just you draw a line from the base of something, then to the top of something, and that angular size will get smaller as that thing moves away, because that's what angles do. So that's basically trigonometry. And at some point, because of the size of the pupils of our eyes, that will be unresolvable. But it will always be unresolvable in total, not part of it.
What?
Show me in orthographic view where convergence is, because you claim
These guys are just incredibly fucking ignorant. They really are.
orthographic view
Convergence
is
of what?
perspective based. Convergence.
Of
Do
what?
you know what convergence?
Yes, it's when two things
Perspective
converge.
Perspective
so
has
we're-
convergence.
Okay, cool.
You claiming orthographic view is perspective. So show in orthographic view.
No, he's not claiming that orthographic view is perspective, stupid. It's not. It's just fucking not. That's a lie, Flatsoid. That's a lie.
View where convergence is.
How
Go
far
ahead.
away is Polaris?
See, that's you taking his words, twisting them to create a straw man that he now has to defend in your view. You're full of shit.
Very far from me.
How far? Because you can do the math to figure out if Polaris on your Earth model, if Polaris should be visible or not. You can do
Right, at 3959 miles from the North Pole, Polaris is at the horizon. So you have moved away 3959, or if you're at the equator, or not the equator, at the tropic line, the one that's north. I can't remember which one. It is. But the sun, or Polaris, will be at 45 degrees. At 45 degrees north latitude, or not the tropical line. If you're at 45 degrees north latitude, start over. And you look up at Polaris, it's going to be at 45 degrees. Now, simple trigonometry means that you're 39.59 away from the North Pole, and you're looking up at a 45 degree angle. Polaris has to be 39.59 high. So that's how high Polaris is to someone who's at 45 degrees north latitude.
Do the math.
I showed you a model that says why it shouldn't be visible.
No,
And you said
you showed him. No, you showed a model with a.
Aiden, do you know where the latitudes came from?
Don't even get there. He's not going to know that.
What are
The latitudes, that's that 50s doo-wop band, isn't it?
where are you going with this? I'm curious.
I'm going with this to answer your fucking question as to why Flatzoid doesn't see Polaris.
Tom Flerf and the latitudes?
Do you understand where the latitudes come from?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, what I don't understand.
Okay, where do they come from?
It's the distance.
Degrees on a ball is where they came from. Degrees in a circle. But why are the longitudinal lines marked off in degrees of a circle, but they're straight? Why that?
From the equator. They're based on the equator. What?
Where did those lines come from? Where did they get those lines?
I don't know. I haven't looked up exactly where they got
well,
latitude.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
I
how.
got on screen for you, Aiden. I
tell
got on
you
screen
how.
for you.
They came to it by their angle of view of Polaris.
Okay.
I got
Okay,
on
why
screen
would
for
there
you,
be
Aiden.
an angle of view to Polaris? Probably
Because Polaris
because if
is
you move-
relatively north.
All right,
Okay.
so if you move south, what happens? Your
The angle you measure Polaris at drops by 1 degree every 69 nautical miles. That's what happens.
degree that you're seeing it at gets lower, doesn't it? The degree increases. And so when we get to the equator, what happens there? What happens at the equator there?
It's at the equator, but that would never happen on a flat Earth, ever. It wouldn't happen.
Don't see Polaris past that point anymore, do we?
Because that's where the Earth starts to curve.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
it's because
Aiden.
it's not that high.
Because it's not that high. It's 39.59. It's 3,595 miles, about 4,000 miles overhead, buddy. We'll say 3,000 miles just to give you the benefit of the doubt. But 3,000 miles isn't that high?
You like math so much.
I mean, the furthest it can go out from you, or like the sun. The sun's relatively the same height. I'd say the sun would be 3,000 miles on a flat Earth. If Polaris is in the center and the dome is higher, the firmament is higher, then Polaris would be higher than the sun. So say the sun 3,000 miles. Okay? Now, how far away does the sun have to go before it sets? Before you don't see it anymore because of perspective? How far is its vanishing point, its convergence zone? How far would that be? About 3,000, 4,000 miles, maybe 5. So if I go 5,000 miles away and I see something at 45 degrees, that's how high it is. So if it goes away another 1,000 miles, is it going to be at 0? Or is it going to be, I don't know, at 40? Which is it, genius?
I'm going to show you why.
I hate math. I can't
Okay.
stand math.
Well,
Okay, but don't worry, this is very simple.
Because it's very simple math that proves you wrong.
No,
Oh, really? This is very simple math that shows you wrong. Okay. You see this 90 degrees, that would be Polaris. We'll say
Right. That's where Polaris is right there. At the end of that line, Flatzoid. That's the location, the physical location of Polaris, right?
that's you, Aiden, standing directly under Polaris, okay?
Sure.
You walk 600 nautical.
Wait a second. You've dropped the location of Polaris down by this much. Now Polaris is here because you've moved? No. What you need to draw the line from Polaris. So you're looking at Polaris. You aren't looking below there.
Miles away.
Mm-hmm.
You know how
Okay, this distance equals 600 units. Okay, keep that in mind.
they get 600 nautical miles away? Because 90
Sure.
degrees
Uh-huh.
minus the observed angular measurement of the star or Polaris would now
Okay.
sit at 80 degrees from you. That would be your latitude. Okay?
Okay? But you're not looking at Polaris, you're looking lower.
So that means you have 10 because you minus it.
Wait, does
times
your
the
audience
60.
think I'm a progressive?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Who cares? Who cares?
I just think that's funny. Why
what's
do flat
happening?
earthers always assume everybody who disagrees with them is a
What-
Why don't you
Wait,
instead of
wait.
reading the chat?
Who
Hold on,
said it?
Aiden,
Nobody said it.
Aiden, instead of reading the chat, why don't you go ahead and pay attention to what's
I
being
am paying
shown?
attention. I'm
Okay,
multitasking.
good.
Now, wait a second. Okay, so this distance, this span from here to here, it equals 600 units. But then it gets smaller. The distance between the distance of the six. See, this is it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, Flatzoid. And it's getting closer and closer and closer together, closer to the person. So plus you've got Polaris at different locations in the sky. So you need to measure from where Polaris is, not to where you see it in perspective, Flatzoid. See, this is horse shit. This is perspective forced into an orthographic view based on what Jaron has said and Karen B and all those fucking idiots have said about some personal observational dome that doesn't make any fucking sense because it wouldn't say how the sun sets and goes below your fucking eye line. Fucking morons.
I can pay attention to two things. at
Okay.
I mean, this is completely dishonest. This proves that Flatzoid doesn't have a firm grasp on reality, thinking that Polaris physically drops in location based on what he thinks perspective does. It just fucking idiots. Complete idiots. And I'll be right back.
Okay, so on screen now you see
Sure.
if I'm standing at the equator,
All right.
Polaris will be 0 on the ground, 0 degrees. I wouldn't be able to see it because it'll literally be on the ground. If I move closer, okay, 10 degrees latitude, I will see it at 10 degrees and
Yes.
so forth. So every latitude you sit is the degree measurement you see Polaris, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Sure.
Do you think it's physically dropping or is it only doing this because of your field of vision?
I think it's probably doing that because of your field of vision.
Yeah, exactly. You see how it's moving with your field of vision?
Yep.
As
Then
you
why
move
do you
further
show it
away,
physically
and that's
dropping,
why it
asshole?
drops. So that's how
Okay.
you get the latitudes, and that's why you don't see Polaris from South Africa.
That's why you think you don't see Polaris.
No, that's
That
how
is
that's why
vision
why.
works.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Aiden, have you
I'm-
ever looked
can-
down? Hold on. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked down a straight street?
Yep.
Pull up that graphic I got on there, Flatzoid. Okay. Now, do you think those telephone poles right there along those railroad tracks,
Mm-hmm.
do you think they're actually physically getting lower to the ground, or is it due to perspective?
It's due to perspective.
It's due to perspective. Now, is that perspective due to some kind of curvature, or is it because the angular resolution of the object?
It's the angular resolution of the object. How far
There
away
you
is the
go.
vanishing
So
point?
not curvature.
How far away is the vanishing point?
Well,
As
far as your
probably
field of-
by your own mile, about 2 3/4 to 3 miles away.
So you shouldn't see curvature.
0.22.
You don't.
It's
There's
0.2.
none anyhow because
Yeah, but
there's
you
none.
shouldn't see
Yeah.
it. But what I will tell you is that at least as far back as I found a book from 1854, railway engineers have been accounting for curvature. It was John Hanks'
Who?
book.
No,
Yeah.
you know,
John
Michael
Hanks.
Clark-
Then why? Let me ask the question: why is it that railway engineers
They
had
don't.
accounting for curve. Yes, they did. It's
They
in
don't.
John Hanks' Field Book for Railroad Engineers, published in the year 1854, right there on page 84. How to account for the Earth's curvature. Why is
Michael
it there?
Kahn. Michael Kahn, who's usually in my panel, he's not here tonight. He worked for the railway for over 20 years, mate.
Cool.
No
So,
curvature taken into account.
what did
I
you
also-
do? What
also,
did you do
I
for
have
the
to-
railway? What did you do?
What,
for the
do you
railway?
know the
Aiden.
railway?
What did you
You
do
know
for
the
the railway?
railway would not work if they had more than a 2-degree slope or incline.
Again, curvature, incline, not the same thing. Elevation and curve aren't the same.
There is no curve.
There
Aiden,
is
I
curve,
have
which
to-
is why it's in railway books from
No,
the
it's not.
1800s.
Aiden,
No.
when these
It is.
rails,
I just gave you the name of the book.
Aiden, when these rails are produced, okay, to be
Mhm.
laid,
Mm-hmm.
they are held within a very tight degree of tolerance of
Which is?
straightness.
Which is?
Okay. So how many straight lines connected together does it take to equal 8 miles per or
They're
8
not-
inches per mile squared?
They're not perfectly flat.
They're not
Nothing is
8
perfectly
inches per mile squared curved.
Yes, they are.
No, they are
No.
not. No, I will tell you something, my man. I worked in.
Do you know?
in-
Do you
in-
know
no,
what?
I worked. Listen,
Okay.
I worked with steel. I worked with machining. I worked for a company that made the extrusion rollers that create those rails. Okay, I know what's involved with it.
Where's the chat thing? I just sent you the book.
Okay, cool. I'll read through it. But anyway,
Google.
can you see what's
No,
on
pull it
screen,
up.
Aiden?
Pull it
Can you
up.
see what's on? We'll get now. Do you see what's on screen, Aiden?
Yes.
Okay, this is the floor. These are buttons. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now look what's going to happen when they introduce some cold air into the mixture. This is what you guys claim is taking Earth curve away. In the meantime, refraction causes Earth curvature, not takes it away.
There at this distance, there's okay, no. First of all,
No,
you can account for refraction by getting to a higher elevation. So that's first of all, that needs to be involved here. That's the problem Rowbottom had. He never once accounted for refraction in any
You
of
didn't
his
know about
experiments.
refraction.
No, he didn't. He didn't account for it, and that's why all of his experiments seem to show that the Earth is flat.
I
Even though
love when
Alfred
you-
Russel Wallace went ahead and did the exact same experiment, almost, in 1870, and found that the Earth is in fact curved across the same 6-mile stretch. But in any case, I need to really hammer this down here that I'm looking at page 84 of the
Page
1854 publication, Field Book for Railroad Engineers by John Hank,
Okay.
in which Article
What are
2
you
is
asking?
entitled Correction for the Earth's Curvature and for Refraction.
Flatside claims that celestial navigation can be done on a flat Earth easily. This motherfucker can't navigate a book, a PDF file.
Refraction on a railway road.
Mm-hmm.
How do you account for refraction
Just
on
go
a
to page
railway?
84. Just go to page 84.
How do you account for refraction on a railway,
Just
mate?
type in Earth's curvature in the search in this book. It'll take you right to it. In the search in this book. Search in this book. Search about left side of the screen. Left side of nope, not up there.
Oh, there we go.
Nope, wrong. There you go. Left side of
Where?
the screen.
Oh,
Down.
there we go.
There you go.
Do you know what refraction even is?
That's not even remotely relevant to the conversation.
Yes,
right
it
now.
is. You just say they take refraction into account with railways.
Yep.
How?
I
Do you know
no,
what
I
refraction is?
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Well,
Railway engineer John Hank said that.
so then he might be talking bullshit then. Because
Oh wait. So
refraction
the
is-
actual railway engineer is talking bullshit. Right?
You know why I'm saying that? You know why I'm saying that? Refraction is optical. A railway is physical. It has
Mhm.
nothing to do with each other when you're
Did
laying
you
out
consider?
railway
Did you
tracks.
consider that reading the book might be an option?
Consider we're still talking here. But I'm telling you straight, refraction is not physical.
Just
where do you
you're
want
not
to
even like just go.
Run the curve. Set in the instrument D, run the curve to the reversing point C to line from D to B. The measure D and C and C and B, and then similar triangles. Oh wait, is he doing surveying?
You're not on the right part of the book.
Okay, when
Go
was
to
it?
80, he said page 84, I think he said too.
And I'm just gonna go
Isn't
down.
that what you said,
It's
Aiden?
gonna be much better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Page 84.
Well, too far. 100.
No, 96,
He's going back up now.
91, 89, 87. Leveling. Ooh, I love leveling. So he's using they're doing
there it is.
surveying then.
But-
Leveling.
no,
They're doing
no.
surveying.
Correction for the Earth's curvature and for refraction.
You know how leveling works in surveying. It's optical. Oh my bloody word. It's
Yes,
optical.
What do you mean it's optical? They're observing
There are
elevation.
no curves measured in
Oh my
surveying. They only measure slope and incline angles.
On the page in front of you, a railway engineer is saying the exact opposite.
No. What he's saying is they are accounting for curve when doing surveying, but in fact it is slope and incline angles.
Except
There is
he's-
no curvature in surveying. Literally.
Okay, you're just wrong.
none.
You're just
Oh,
wrong.
I'm just
It's right
wrong.
there on
I'm
the
just-
page in front of you.
Okay, let's read it. The embarkment. What was before a fall to be becomes now a rise. Do you know what rise and run? Rise over run is?
You're
That's
not
what they're
even on the
talking about.
right part of the page.
84. Rise over
Article
run.
2, where it says
Rise
correction
and what
for
was
the Earth's...
before the
Article 2, dipshit, right here. Not here. Right here. This motherfucker not only can't find his way around in a PDF or in a book, he can't find his way around on a fucking on a page.
Where it says correction for the Earth's curvature and refraction, not the part you're on,
But he doesn't want to talk about that.
which is
Okay.
height and slope states.
Can you
Because
magnify
that's what it's about, you
No.
idiot.
Okay, see, there it is. All right, dumbass. If you scroll up a couple of pages, you'll see that the chapter you're reading is heights and slope stakes, and that the part
Yes.
about curving, and that the part about the Earth's curvature starts on page 84.
But that's the part he wants to cherry pick. He doesn't want to talk about something that debunks him. He wants to cherry pick. Look at him. Look, he's so happy. Look at him.
Under Article 2. How is this so hard for you?
Rise over run. It is slope and incline angles.
Wrong fucking chapter.
Wow.
Wrong chapter.
You just said it.
No. Oh my
You
god.
just said it.
Shut up.
My God. I mean, how pathetic do you have to be to completely ignore what's right in front of your fucking face and talk about something completely different? How fucking dishonest and how big of a piece of shit do you have to be? Good God, man.
For 3 seconds.
Hey, Rosowski, how you doing? Let's hook you up.
For 3 seconds. I told you to look at Article 2 on page 84, correction for the Earth's curvature and refraction.
I'm here.
What you
No,
did
please,
was
please.
No, you're not there, motherfucker. You're up here, asshole. This is where you need to be. You don't want to talk about this, do you? You just lied, motherfucker. Oh, that's where we are. We're right there. No, you're up here. You won't address this.
what's that? Shut up. What you did was read what's happening. I can leave.
Okay, look here. Look.
Like, I
Okay,
can't
Aiden.
leave. At this point, I've made my point. If
Aiden,
you-
look
if-
here. The
No,
effect of
not look here.
refraction-
Not look here. I've
the
been
re-
looking here.
The
I've
effect
been
of
looking.
refraction, their effect of refraction, therefore, is to make an object appear higher than its true position.
Mhm.
Then, since the correction for Earth curvature and the correction for refraction, D and D are the opposite directions, the correction for both will BC equals DC equal DB. Rise over run. In other words, incline and slope angles.
No, that's not rise over run, dumb fuck. That's not. That's not the formula for rise over run, you idiot.
That's not rise over run.
Optical
That is not rise
measurement.
over run. Rise
Dude,
over
I
run is
debate
not
survey-
subtraction.
Dude, I literally debate surveyors on the subject. You
Wait,
are
wait.
And you fucking lose, asshole, because you don't understand surveying.
Wait. So you debate surveyors
no idea.
who tell you they account for the Earth's curvature, and you sit there saying, no, you don't.
No one accounts for Earth. Do you know the difference between planar surveying and
According to
geodetic
you.
surveying?
According to you.
Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference between
Do
planar
you know the
surveying
difference
and
between?
geodetic surveying?
Do you know the difference between chapters in a book?
I asked you a question. Do you just if you don't know, just say you don't know.
It's no. I want to make sure we're at something really quick because I had to take 5 minutes of this to get you to read the right fucking part of the page.
I was explaining to you.
Don't call me an idiot while you can't read. What's
I
in front
will
of you.
because you don't even know what you're reading. You think you know what you're reading. You don't. Do you know?
You keep saying it's about surveying for slope, and it's not.
That we literally read Rise of a Run.
Okay, wait. Rise over run. What is the rise over run?
Right. That was the part before the part that he's talking about, dumb fuck. Jesus Christ. He's so fucking stupid. Just, his arrogance is off the scale. Absolutely.
Equation.
It's not an equation.
Okay. All right. Yes, it is.
Rise over run is not an equation. Let's look up rise over run. Rise over run. Let me see. Rise over run. Rise over run equals. So this would be an equation. Very simple equation. What do you think over means, dumb fuck? It means put one number over the other and divide it. You fucking idiot. Oh my God. See, if you have a rise of 3 and a run of 8, we don't say it has a rise and run of 3/8. We do the math, and that's the rise, or that's the slope. We don't say it has a slope of 3/8. You fucking moron. And you have the nerve to call anybody retarded by saying that that's not an equation.
Run is not an equation. It's correction based on slope and incline angles.
Wait. So rise over run is not a mathematical function, is what you're saying.
Okay, you can take the rise, you put that as your numerator, your denominator is going to be your run. You work that out as a divisionary equation. Duh.
Equation.
So it's not
equation. Duh. So you've just debunked yourselves, and you have the nerve to say duh. Are you fucking serious? Oh my God, man.
Your degree.
And look at the page. Look at the page.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh my dear sweet Jesus.
I asked you a very simple question. Aiden.
Do you see a division sign?
Okay, Aiden.
You see a division sign.
What? Do you know the difference between planar surveying and geodetic
No.
surveying?
We're still on this.
We're
Do you
still
see a
on.
division?
See, he has to deflect. He can't defend himself. He has to constantly deflect to something else.
Saying that rise over run.
It's not rise over run. It's a subtraction.
It's rise over run. It's correction based.
No, in Article 2, it's subtraction, you fucking moron. You're reading this up here. Actually, it's a subtraction here too. So, yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
Because they claim refraction makes things appear higher than it actually is. Do you know what that?
Right, that's called refraction. That's what we expect with refraction based on the model. What are you talking about, moron? I mean, that's demonstrated in your black swan. Heavy refraction. The horizon appears further. I mean, you just debunked flat Earth.
That means.
Do
that
you
means
know the difference between?
And Flatzoid's already debunked flat Earth. Hey, Flatzoid, what maps are accurate? What maps represent reality? All maps are inaccurate. No flat map it represents reality. Hey, Flatzoid, what map represents flat Earth? All of them.
Subtraction and division.
Yes, I do, but we are.
Then why do you keep saying this is rise over run when it's a subtraction function?
Rise over run.
It's not.
Listen, you're subtracting. You're subtracting the result of the rise over run in order to make the correction.
Where are you getting that?
surveying. Anyway,
That's
again,
not what the book
do you-
says.
Do you know the difference between planar surveying and geodetic surveying? Just say yes or no.
Yeah, planar surveying is done over a short space, like surveying the area for a house or a industrial complex, you know, like a warehouse or a house you want to live in as a you know, as a family, you know, or a garage or something like that. Or if you want to build a swimming pool, you have to survey it. That's planar surveying. The Earth is so fucking big, in that short a distance, it's still flat, motherfucker. It appears flat. For all intents and purposes, it's flat. We can't detect any curvature at that short a span. But then you have geodetic surveying, which measures the Earth as fucking spherical, idiot. Through spherical excess, which you deny, of course, because you're fucking retarded.
No,
Yes.
so we can move on. Okay, which is the difference? What's the difference?
Geodetic is taking into account the curve of the Earth. It's measuring the curve of the Earth.
So did they do geodetics there or planar surveying?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
And I wanna
Probably
correct- I
geodetic,
wanna
considering
correct you.
the article is entitled "Correction for the Earth's Curvature."
So
You can't.
it was
we're-
geodetic.
No.
then.
We're now at the point where you are denying reality as
So
it sits in front of your
geodetic.
face.
No,
And
no,
I want
so
to
it's
add something,
geodetic.
Aiden. I want to add something. In geodetic, they're not measuring an Earth's curvature. They're
Yes, they are. Yes, they are measuring spherical triangles. That's exactly what they're doing. All measurements are calculations. All measurements are calculated.
calculating an Earth
That's the point.
curvature.
That's the
They
point.
take sections of planar surveying, which uses no curvature. They stitch
So-
them together.
So if I measure your height as 5'9", and then I stand back and I say, okay, I'm this distance away from you. Here, I want you to hold this string that is attached to the floor where I'm standing. I want you to hold it tight at the top of your head, and then I measure the angle that string makes compared to the floor. You know, that angle that's formed, and I do the trigonometry. I do the math. You think I'm gonna come up with 5'9" tall? Yes, I most certainly will.
Together.
All measurements are calculations.
Then they add curvature. They're-
No, they don't. They don't add curvature, moron. That's a fucking lie. You fucking liar.
Curvature
No.
is not measured.
Okay.
It is calculated.
But you can observe the curvature.
There-
When has flat Earth ever been measured? You say it's observably and measurably flat, but you have never ever fucking measured it. You demand that the scientific method be used in everything that we present, but yet you've never done the scientific method with the black swan. You've never put that through the method. You've never put flat Earth through the method. You just take flat Earth uncritically as truth.
There is
As
no-
we previously
no.
explained
No,
to
you
you,
don't
you
observe
can
any
observe the
curvature.
curvature. Let
No,
me
you
guess.
don't.
Any picture
What's
that
the
shows
curvature?
curvature is just CGI, right?
120,000 feet.
That's a photograph, and there's probably, I don't know, 200 miles between those 2 points on Earth.
120,000 feet, Aiden. Where's the
Yeah.
curvature? Where's the
Uh,
curve?
120,000 feet.
I'm
you
right
probably
here.
see
I'm
about-
look at my background.
See, he thinks if the Earth was if the Earth was curved, that it should look like a fucking basketball. That's how simple this guy is. That's what a simpleton this guy is. And all these guys, they think that the Earth should look like a fucking basketball. Should look like this. Because they don't have any cognitive abilities. No concept of scale.
Oh, you're saying you're at
And
120,000
sizes of
feet.
stuff.
This is a photograph from
Okay, what's the field of
120,000
view?
feet.
How many miles are within that photograph?
Oh my God, it's probably 1,000.
Probably.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Depends on the day. It also
Curvature.
depends
If you said you can see it on the fucking ground,
That would be a third of the United States. That would be like New York is here, and Oklahoma's here. That's about 1,000 miles.
Certainly, I can see
You think
it at
that's 1,000 miles?
120,000
Think that's 1,000 miles?
feet.
To be able to see a certain distance in order for the curvature to be visible.
Plus, you have cloud cover. You got clouds going all the way to the horizon, and you got atmosphere. So yeah, you're not going to see curvature there. But yeah.
Can't see it. That tiny little sliver of that frame could only be 150 miles. In which case, you'd only have 2 total degrees of curvature across the entire line.
Yeah, if you're zoomed in. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like it was taken with a wide-angle lens. So it was probably taken with a 150, I'd say.
Want to see the field of view again and work out the fucking calculations?
You're not.
You didn't work out any calculations. You just said, this is what I think that this picture is showing me, and you got it wrong. You didn't do any calculations, moron. You talking words isn't calculations.
It's got the side to side. It's got the side to side.
You ciphering in your noggin there, Jethro, ain't doing no calculations.
Too. You want to see it?
I want to know how much how much of the actual Earth is visible at the background of your photo.
If we had references, you could see better.
Yeah, I have references. I did it in my second video.
You're talking about the one in his background now.
I'm talking
how far it is.
Yeah, I'm asking him in his specifically, but I'm telling you, I've done the math.
Oh, really? You specifically said that this background right here.
I've done the math too, and the sun could never set on flat Earth.
Oh, a flat earther can create a graphic that actually shows curvature.
And then I put a line on it.
Go ahead and show him that, Flatoid.
And then I put a line. He already saw it. Anyway, Aiden, will you want to present that to us so we can go through it together?
What, the scale model?
Yeah, what you said.
Choice seed. Ugh. Ugh.
What you said is proof for curve.
Sure.
Choice seed.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, look how much different the sun
Sounds very agricultural.
the angular size.
I thought tonight we're going to be talking about God created the earth, and here the moon and the sun are in the 4th day.
Well, that's because you're using an incorrect interpretation.
No, I'm not.
You are.
God spoke to Moses.
I understand that you can read words. I understand you can read words.
You saying it's not how it's created is you going against the Bible. Not
how about you go look at what Mike Heiser has to say, because he knows more than I do.
Mike Heiser is actually one of the people I bring up that shows the Hebrew cosmology perfect as we bring it up.
Mike Heiser says that you have the Hebrew cosmology correct, not that you're actually correct about it.
Oh, right, wrong person. There we go.
I hit screen share. All right, here we go. See, this is so. What do you understand what this is on your screen right now? I made a 1 pixel to 1 mile scale. 1 pixel to 1 mile scale.
Great.
So if you can see this much of the horizon, now I don't have the exact math up in front of me. There is a line on here, a 50-mile wide line. Can you see it?
Zoom in, then you see it exactly. So scale. That's what you're saying.
You have to zoom in all the way to here to even remotely see it. There is not a single degree of curvature between here and the midpoint. Not one.
So this is our point. So boats go over curvature at 3 miles, correct?
If you're only at 6 feet, they start to.
But now you can't see it at moving away how much?
So this is a scale model, 1 mile to 1 pixel. There's a lot more than 3 miles visible here.
Damn,
this is the Earth. This is the Earth from miles and miles and miles away in space. If we go down here, this is if we go to a 1 mile to 1 pixel scale. Give me a second. So 1 mile to 1 pixel scale. Where's the line?
Is that Canva?
Where's this in reality?
This is just a scale model of the Earth.
Yeah, but we want reality, not your belief in a drawing on Canva.
Is it Canva? Is it Canva?
Yeah.
This is Canva, yeah.
Just out of interest, that's all.
It's a model.
I know.
It's a model. It's using absolute values. It's not about getting you a specific.
Well,
Wait,
wait,
so
my point
models,
is-
so
all right,
models,
so here.
sorry, the
on,
models
I'm a little-
are based off of reality, correct?
The models are based off of the existing measurements for the Earth.
Okay, so where are these measurements for the Earth?
Do
then?
we agree that the Earth is about 25,000 miles across?
In
Around.
circumference.
Yeah. Do we agree on that?
That's what they say. I've never traveled there, but it could be.
That's the number that most flat earthers use,
Okay.
in my experience.
Cool with that.
So here, let me ask you this. Let me put it this way, because this is much closer to your observable amount of horizon.
Mhm.
This is a
Mhm.
six.
So
This
that's
is
what we observe.
So this is if you can see 6,000 miles across, right?
Wow.
This is if you can see 600 miles across. That's the absolute middle. That is not the amount of
And
curve.
we can debunk that one. You know why? We got
Why?
actual video footage of Jay Tolan seeing over 1,000 miles with his infrared camera on a plane.
Mhm.
This is 6,000.
You said 600.
No. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
That's
This is
a
600.
6,000.
This is 6,000. This is 600. This is 60, and this is 6.
So Jay
Okay, wait,
Tolan,
this is it.
with his infrared,
This is what it would look.
Jay Tolan's is a fucking liar, just like you, Flatzoid.
At 6 feet. At 6
All right,
feet
wait a
elevation,
second.
eye level of 6 feet. Hang on. Eye level of 6 feet. You're going to see about this. At 6 feet, your entire horizon circumference, everything that you could possibly see around you, is about 18.8 miles, which means that this is if you could see a full third of your field of view, a 120-degree field of view. This is what you would see looking out across a flat plane.
Okay, wait a second. I'm a little confused here, Aiden. You first claimed
A little? You'd be confused at a fucking exit sign, man.
that we're seeing stuff going over a curve, but you
Yes.
just showed us, due to your model, that it would appear flat, and it wouldn't disappear over
No,
50
because
miles.
no,
So how do you have
no.
it both ways?
This is going across. This is not going away from you.
This is two-dimensional.
God damn
Yes,
it,
this is
man.
going across. This is not going away from you.
So you're not taking perspective into account at all.
Well, no, this would take
No, it's
perspective
all
into account as
orthographic.
well.
Do you see in two-dimensional orthographic geometry?
You're not even talking
There's that word of the day calendar again.
about the same thing as me right now.
Yeah,
I'll be
I
right
am,
back.
actually.
No, you're not. This is what I have told you here is
Jesus.
right here across this. This right here, if we go to position,
Oh,
you can
okay.
see
I
how big
get
it
what
is.
you're saying. I get
This
what
is-
you're saying.
This is 7,917,000 pixels
Okay,
across.
so this is what I'm trying to get at, though, Aiden. If I don't see any curvature in that direction, how can I see curvature in the other directions? You claim that these boats and shit
Mhm.
go over that horizon, but if that
Yep.
horizon, just like you're showing back and forth horizontally, if in
Mhm.
my x-axis, how far
Mhm.
is that? Just 3 miles? So what, have we curved really a lot in one way and none in the other?
toilet roll Earth.
No, because
Then
if
what
you
the
go up
fuck is
here,
that?
if you go up here to the one that's 60 miles, this is 6 miles.
Okay.
Say we do turn this around. This is now 60 miles going that way, away from you.
Is this
This
with
is the amount of
reflector?
curvature you're going to see. This
There's
is
no
the amount of
fucking
curvature.
over that span of distance, 50 miles of a horizon in front of you. How can you see something go over the curve less than 50 miles from
Okay.
you
Okay.
when you're looking straight out? If something was going toward that horizon, away from the bottom of the screen, like going toward the horizon, away from us, right? You mean to tell me that that's well over 50 miles to that horizon?
Hang on.
Okay, but Aiden, did
All
you
right,
take
No,
let's see.
refraction into
dumbass.
account
Give me
of
some
this?
numbers
No.
here. Give me some numbers here.
Oh my
Did you
God.
take
We're
refraction
at
into
a
account of this?
height,
What an
a height
idiot.
of 6 feet.
I mean,
Height of 6
Did you
feet.
take?
what a fucking idiot. Jesus fucking Christ. No, there's a difference between your field of view and the tangency of the earth. Dumb fuck. See, you being able to see so much this way is a proponent of your field of view. It has nothing to do with how far away the tangent of the earth is. Jesus Christ, this guy. Holy shit.
Yeah, but
And-
did you take refraction
I
into
mean, these
account?
guys are just,
This is just the basic Earth's curve calculator. Hang on.
Yeah,
I mean, these guys are chef's kiss stupid.
The things you just drew on. Did you take refraction or is it no refraction? Probably not.
There
You're
was
just
not
using the-
refraction in those ones. No.
So if you had to use Walter Bislin's advanced Earth curve calculator that takes terrestrial refraction,
I really want to build a Voron, but I don't want to print any of the parts. This is what I want. I'll never afford it. But this is all CNC aluminum. No plastic parts that can flex and bend and anyway. Damn it.
refraction in, would it differ?
No.
Yeah, now he wants refraction. Now he wants refraction. Yeah. But he'll deny it a little later too. Don't worry.
Not significantly.
He won't
Not at these
disappoint.
distances.
So,
So that we can see the
Because-
horizon 50 miles in front of us.
you know, you've just
before.
thrown every glober under the bus when they claim
No, I
refraction.
haven't.
And they've known with us when they say you.
No, he hasn't. No, you do not understand refraction at all. You don't understand it. That's why you use it wrong every instance you do. You can. That you use it. It's sad. It really is.
Never take refraction into account.
Nope. No.
just throwing him under the bus.
Would you? s-
It's like a blind man doesn't know he's blind. You know? A deaf person doesn't know that they're deaf unless someone tells them that they're deaf. You know, a person who's never heard anything before in their life, who's stone deaf, doesn't know that they're deaf. Someone who's fucking stupid doesn't know that they're stupid.
Stop trying to divert from the point I'm trying to make. I'm in the middle
It's
of something
not.
else.
We know what the point you're making.
No, you
Earth too
don't.
big to see curve. But
Earth too big
small,
to see
but
curve is correct. I just showed you. I
so
just
is
showed
flat Earth
you.
then.
These are horizontal. They are not vertical. They are not going away from you. These are horizontal models. This is
Then
going
how
goes
are
this
you-
way. This
Okay.
way, not this
Or
way.
if you
I
got
mean, they don't understand how you have to hold a 2x4 endwise to see curve to it. They still can't understand that fucking simple thing. That a 2x4 or a 2x6, 2x6 is what you build floor joists out of. You have to get it crown up so that the floor puts pressure on the 2x4 and there's not a gap where the floor misses the 2x4. See, if it's like this and you put a flat floor on it, the floor wants to give way underneath where the gap is, and that's how you get a squeak. If the floor joist is curved crown up, if you put a floor on it, it's going to push that whole joist down, and you're not going to get a gap. See, that's the science behind it. That's the math behind it. And how do you find out what the crown is? You go to any fucking construction site. What do? They pick up a fucking 2x6 and they look at it on the end, and then they flip it over and they look at it again. You know what they're looking for? They're looking for the force compression that you get when you look at something on end, dipshit. They don't look at it sideways and go, that one right there. Do they? You fucking illiterate bitch.
got more than 50 miles this way,
Jesus
back and
Christ.
forth. In other words, you're this view right here. You got more than 50 miles and you're not seeing curvature. Then how is something going
kidding
toward
me?
that
You are
horizon that
seeing
you don't
curvature.
see? Wait a second.
You are.
Then
It's
how
just a
is
very
it,
small
then
amount
how
of
are
it.
you? Then how
See, they-
far away from me?
They talk about perspective. That's part of perspective, motherfucker. See, but you don't understand perspective.
would something have to be traveling before it goes over that
That's what I'm trying to
curvature?
get.
That noticeable
That's what I'm
curvature?
trying to get.
Simpletons.
How tall is it?
You're standing. It's
A 6 foot
anything.
person. What a
Let's
6
say
foot
it's all
person.
right. We're at
Why
6
would
feet.
why would that matter?
We're at 6
Why-
feet. It's
why
3
would the
miles
size-
away.
why
We're at
would the
6 feet,
size
it's
matter?
3 miles away.
Okay,
Okay.
3 miles
Yeah.
away. So it's 3 miles to the curve,
Yep, that's
looking
where it'll start.
forward, but
Mhm.
looking left to right, I got hundreds of miles with no curvature. So
Not
we're
no
on
curvature.
a cylinder.
No curvature, a very slight amount of curvature, approximately.
We didn't see any?
Okay, but we can end this. But we can end this straight away. You saying look, Earth too big to see curve, so therefore no curve. Let me assume there's curve even though we can't measure it or see it. That means flat Earth, mate. You're presenting
No.
flat Earth here.
No,
You're
I'm
literally
not.
saying we can't see it because it's too big. So no observed curve then.
No, I never said you can't see the curve at all. I said you can't see horizontally the curve if you're at just 6 feet of elevation because your horizon
there.
is not wide enough.
Ah, so
That's
no
what I'm
curve
saying.
observed then.
Not at 6 feet of elevation. You're gonna
I
you'd be
100%
perceiving
agree.
like 0.0001 degree of curvature.
I 100% agree. No curve observed at 6 feet.
Let's
Why
do
is
this.
it then
Let's do this.
people say? Why is it then people say boats go over the curve at 3 miles away at 6 feet?
Okay, because if you'll look at 6 feet with a target distance 3 miles, with a target distance of 3 miles, the hidden height is 0 feet, right? We go to 4 miles. Oh, now anything shorter than half a foot is not going to be visible over the curve. We go to 5 miles. Now anything below 2.5 feet is not going to be visible over the curve. As you can imagine, with a ship, what this would look like is the hull disappearing first. We get to 20 miles, and suddenly anything that is shorter than 192 feet is going to be invisible behind the curve.
Great.
how
And now
far?
put refraction into account.
I don't. What do you mean now take for refraction into account? How does that
Because we
change
see-
this?
You look through 3D space. We look optically. So
All that would
you
do
are
is make it
using-
so that the boat is visible for longer. It's still going to disappear from the bottom curve.
okay. Listen what I'm saying. You're showing
still
things where it
going to
says, this is
disappear from
why
the
I
bottom
don't
curve.
see curve. You are taking orthographic view and claiming it is based on perspective.
No, I'm not.
No, idiot. He's not.
You are not.
So we don't
You're not
see
even
3D
comprehending what I'm saying.
Well, I do. We know we've had this argument since we became flat earthers. We've been around the bush with this many times, man. I know you're new to the subject, but we've been through this.
But that's the
Okay.
problem. It's you haven't. What you
We
haven't addressed.
have.
All right,
I can
so-
literally show you my
Okay,
first
why is
video
it?
on my
Why
channel
is
that
it? Why
does
is it? Why is it that no matter what the distance is, the boat will always disappear from the bottom first?
perspective,
I
diffraction
No.
limit.
Explain
No,
that.
no.
Yes.
The field of
Because
view.
perspective is not
No,
curved.
it's your field
fra-
of view.
you-
No,
okay,
no.
wait.
Perspective. With perspective, it would always appear to get closer and closer to the horizon. It is asymptotic. It will never hit it. It will never
Okay,
go
okay,
below
now I'm
the
gonna-
horizon.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you, do you know
What
what
does
the
refraction
diffraction
do?
limit is?
What does refraction do?
It just displaces the image you're
Image.
looking at.
What's the effect that it has? Like when you perceive refraction,
Displaces the image you are
What?
looking at.
what?
It puts it in it either drops it or rises it,
When does it do? When does it rise versus when does it drop?
depending on the environment. Now, again,
No,
Do you
no.
know-
When does it rise versus when
you
does
know-
it drop? This is important.
when it follows the density,
When
Heat
does it rise?
rises.
When does it drop?
heat rises, cool air sinks.
What does
So
that
the
have to
light
do- okay.
follows.
So when it's
Okay.
So
well, that
lower
that
air
to
is
me
going to
sounds more like
expand.
what that would do. What that to me sounds more like what it would do is that it would always rise, and the temperature would only adjust how high it rises.
Great. So, in
So
other words,
it
it's
would never
always
go-
the point is, it's always optical, then, not
No.
physical observation.
You are observing the physical reality.
Oh, so if my cell phone is here, but
Every
it's actually
time. No.
Okay.
See, you've said the words perspective and refraction. What you have not
Whoa,
done
whoa.
is
Let me-
explain
let me
why it
finish the
is
statement.
that every
I'm-
single time it will disappear from the bottom
Okay,
first.
I'm going to now.
Okay.
Let's say but first gonna tell you.
Because light is mushy, and if there's water near light, then it mushes more just on stuff that's closer to the water.
Statement of the fraction. This is where my phone physically is,
Mhm.
but due to refraction, it appears here. You don't see it here. You only see it here. Is my phone physically there, or is it still physically here?
Well, right now it's physically where it is, but
If it's
I
a
understand
refracted,
what you're
say
saying.
this is a refracted phone.
I understand what you're
physically
saying.
here.
Okay.
Okay, is that optical or is that physical?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's optical.
his
Right.
also-
vision
And that's what
half.
people
Completely
Yeah,
not
see.
related to the point.
It is.
I mean, whatever happened to him, I hope he's okay. Hope he's okay.
Now, let me explain to you why.
Can
He
I
just
explain to you
fell
why
off
it
the
doesn't
face of
now,
the
Can
earth.
I
you want
explain to
me
you
to-
why what you're saying doesn't make any fucking sense? Can I
Black
please?
Swan 2020.
Can I please?
Black Swan 2020.
Why is any of it beneath the horizon? Any of it at all?
Diffraction
No,
limit.
no.
No, no. That limit acts on the whole object, not just stuff closer to the water, moron. Try again.
Refraction causes the visible
Yeah.
amount to rise.
Diffraction. No.
Okay, now we're joking.
Diffraction.
All right. Okay, and when does
Diffraction? Okay.
You know what?
diffraction occur?
Do you know what 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet means?
No.
That's the diffraction limit.
Okay.
So as soon as it gets to the diffraction limit, I don't know if you've ever learned about the diffraction limit.
Fraction limit of what? Diffraction limit of what? See, that's not diffraction limit that's describing. That's the distance to the horizon, to the tangency of the geometric Earth. That's not diffraction limit, stupid. Sorry.
Before. You know what an Aries disk is?
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay.
Do you know what a circle of confusion is?
I'm gonna quickly draw it on
Might
paint.
know by another name, but the problem is that we still haven't actually addressed the issue at hand.
This is addressing it, mate.
No, okay, no, it's not. All right, here, how about this? Chicago, 2015. Photographer named Joshua
Jonathan Nowicki.
The wiki,
Yes.
yeah, prove the flat Earth. Well done.
No, he actually
No, he didn't. Sorry.
proved the exact opposite, because if you
You keep claiming that as a win, guys, and it's not. It's really not.
go and you look at his interview, what he said was that it's never like that. It is never that visible.
Oh, but that's not
Inferno
true.
Mirage.
That's
Okay,
not
so
true.
good.
Hold
Now
on,
the photographer's lying. Now the
Aiden.
photographer's lying. Right. Got it.
Aiden,
Okay.
hold on,
So
wait a
everybody who
second.
might have first-hand
Aiden.
knowledge is just
We got
lying.
people-
Aiden,
got
listen.
Yes, everybody's lying. If they're saying the Earth isn't flat and it's against our narrative, then they're lying. I don't have any evidence to prove that they're lying, but they are.
Rob Skiba.
Rob Skiba's a fucking moron. He's a dead moron too.
Went out and did it.
Rest in peace. He duplicated the exact same image. It doesn't never
Right, with the wrong half of a fucking magnifying glass.
do that before.
He
It
said
depends.
he
It
never said
depends.
he didn't say never.
Listen, just
He said
shut
it.
up and listen.
Right.
Okay.
What was the guy's
Really? You've been interrupting him all day, all night, man. So why don't you shut the fuck up and learn?
name?
So not only did he recreate the exact same photograph,
But he didn't, though.
he was on a boat from the shore and kept the city in view as he went across the lake to Chicago. The image did not disappear and then reappear as it should if it were a mirage over a
No, it
distance
sh-
of water. Yes.
No. No,
And
you're
so the
you're assuming
claim-
that the skyline would not be
claim-
visible by the time the mirage
Listen
is.
to me. The claim that this has never happened before was
Nobody claims
in
never.
error. No one's
Nobody
claiming
claimed never.
he lied.
Nowicki
merely
said he had never seen it before.
himself.
He had never, but we've got a lot of people that
But
actually
he-
went out and
Okay,
they've got this
but
again.
no,
they
but
see
listen,
it regularly.
listen to me. He said he had never seen it, even though he
That's
had
his
been to
problem.
that exact same spot to take pictures numerous times, which means
And
it's
many
not
other people
always
still get
visible,
it.
which means that the
It's
picture. That,
optical.
yes, it was an illusion. That's why it was
No.
fucking visible. It wouldn't have been
Listen.
visible without the illusion. You can't
No.
use refraction sometimes and then not others.
Wait a
Here's
second.
True.
here's
It was
Exactly.
only
wait.
visible
Here's a
because
re-
of refraction.
No, you know there's
Yes.
reflection every single day.
Mm.
They're looking
Is
through
refraction or is refraction not affected by the exact weather conditions of the day?
Listen, there was a very special
Okay, you're ignoring
day
the question.
to
Got it.
make it appear that it's not curved, as you say, okay? Correct?
No, it's the other way around. That one
well,
day
we're
was
saying
the
it's
special
no.
day where
We're
you could
saying it's
see
the other way
more of
around.
the city than usual.
You remember I just showed you those buttons where refraction caused it to look curved? So we can say
first
that
of all, I'm still
day-
not
You remember you're a liar, Flatzoid?
entirely sure that's at all what
Okay.
that was showing, but
Okay. First of all, that wasn't even a superior
Yeah, the
mirage they
Fresnel
showed in the
lens.
wiki. Okay, because it doesn't even have the mirroring required for a superior mirage. There was no compression required for an inferior
Okay,
mirage. We actually
sure,
dissected
whatever.
this image. Secondly, the refraction causes it to look like there's a curve. Okay, we can demonstrate this just like I did tonight's stream.
no,
Now, on
what you're
stream,
doing right
I've
now
got
is
what-
contradicting yourself.
No, what
No,
I'm doing
because-
now, what I'm doing now is telling you how refraction works.
No,
That's
wait,
demonstrated,
No,
and I'm
because that's
educating
not
you
what
now
you're
on
doing.
refraction limit 2.
But
Do you
that's
know-
not
can you
what you're
see my-
doing. But that's not what you're doing. Listen,
Let's show you more,
okay?
more
Listen,
demonstration.
listen. If the Earth was flat, then
Which it
you
is,
would
yeah.
be able to see the entire skyline of Chicago from across
Why?
Lake Michigan at all times. Because
No.
if the Earth was flat, you would be able to do that because the
No.
buildings are thousands of feet tall.
No.
They are. You would see the skyline. You
Ever
would.
heard of shit strings before?
You would see the skyline. Okay? If the Earth
Ever
was
heard
flat,
of
you would
shit
see the
strings
skyline.
before? Ever heard of shit strings before?
Get smaller and angular size.
Yeah.
You would
It's
be
very
able to use a
simple.
telescope. If the Earth
And
were
you
flat,
are looking.
if the
Are
Earth
you
were
looking
flat,
over water?
if the
we're
Earth were
looking-
flat, you would be able to see Chicago from Michigan with a telescope.
Yep.
No.
Yes.
Do we look over water in Lake Michigan?
Yes.
Is there water vapor in the air over
Yes.
the lake?
Yes.
Okay.
The buildings
there
are 2,000
fog?
feet tall.
Is there dust?
The buildings are 2,000 feet tall.
Listen to all the excuses. Listen to the fucking excuses.
And it's not 2,000 feet tall, optically 50 miles away
Because of the fucking curve.
because of
Yeah.
angular size
No,
change.
no, it's not angular size change because there's no angular size change with a telescope.
How
With
far
a
do you have to
telescope.
be away
Telescope.
from? How far away do you have to be away from?
Sorry, not angular size, angular resolution. If you
How-
use a telescope
exactly.
and you look
How-
across at
Do you know?
Chicago,
Wait a second, I'll show you something.
if the Earth is
Okay,
flat,
no,
it should always be there.
Okay, Aiden,
All right, fine. How about this? Let's account for refraction. Let's put the camera.
Wait,
Let's put the
before you
camera
do
50
that-
feet up. Let's put the camera
before you
50
do
feet
that-
up.
before you do that, Aiden, look at these two, okay? We can say they're the
Mhm.
same size. What happens when I move the one away?
It looks
Is it
smaller.
now bigger? Ah,
You're not even addressing the point I'm making.
so the 2,000, what do you say, 2,000 feet skyline is 2,000 feet still at 50 miles?
No, you should be able to see the base of the buildings. You should be able to see the water line if the earth is flat, moron.
I didn't say it looks shorter. I said the whole thing would be visible.
Why?
Because if the Earth is flat, you're gonna be able to see things that are far away across a flat surface.
Oh, let me ask you something,
Through
Aiden.
water vapor.
Hold on, wait a
through
second. Let me ask
fog,
him this.
through-
Have you
Yeah.
ever been in like a big, huge Olympic-sized swimming pool? I'm sure you
Yeah.
have. Okay. Now, when you're standing above the water at one end of the pool,
Mhm.
you can see things at the other end of the pool clear as day, can't you?
Yep.
Right? You see the people's heads that are sticking up out of the water at the other end of the pool. Now, if you submerge yourself under the water, is your vision limited now? Do you have a limited vision? Can you see?
Right, that has absolutely nothing to do with that with the topic, moron. That's another excuse that you've come up with to deny reality.
The other end of the pool as clearly as you could above the water?
In
No.
my experience, yes, but that's not
No,
really the
you
point here because we're not
cannot.
talking about being underwater. We're talking about being over
All right,
water.
wait a
And we're talking about the fact that even once you get above the water, we're talking about the fact that even once you account for atmospheric refraction, the
I'm
buildings still aren't completely visible.
Okay, so as you increase the opacity of the medium, looking
opacity
to
of the
bigger and
medium.
bigger distances of it,
It's
water
opacity.
vapor and the like, all the medium that's down here, the soupiest part of our atmos, you are going to be limited in your in the distance that you can view things because of what's called atmos opacity.
Sorry, buddy. That would be clouds or fog, and yeah, we don't see clouds or fog when we see ships disappearing bottom up. So you're a fucking idiot. Please stop being a fucking idiot.
Now, one of the biggest things I noticed, I live here in Virginia,
But
which
we're not
is
talking about
hold on, wait a second. It's rather humid here, and even from a mountaintop, on clear days, I can see further than on more.
And I can attest that he is absolutely right about the humidity in Virginia. He is absolutely 100% correct about that.
More humid days. Now, when I went out west of Death Valley, one of the things that really struck me was how far you could really
A mule's hoof right in your forehead? Is that what struck you?
see. It really blew my mind. And why was that? Because there was so much less moisture in the air, diffracting, not refracting, diffracting the light and scattering it, thereby obscuring my view. This is what happens when you're standing at the ground level, especially over large bodies of water. Okay? So
You're an
not
idiot.
only have refraction involved, everything mashing, compressing into the vanishing point of the horizon, you have diffraction as well. Okay?
Listen
Yeah,
to
that's
the
what I want to
excuses.
explain on screen now.
Over that, it's compressing into it. That horizon is where the ground and the sky appears to meet.
Yeah.
They don't physically meet. If you watch an aircraft go past you
Yeah.
over top,
Okay.
it's going to look like it gets lower and lower and lower, but it's not.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly explain. This is what we call with the Aries disk. This would be a maxima and a minima. Okay, it's like a wavelength of light, you could say. Okay, these are two separate objects. We can say this is the ground, so in the ocean, and this is the boat. Okay, what happens is, as they move further away, the angular size changes and they start overlapping. Okay, so it starts becoming to see it one image. So now you're just visibly seeing one image. You see the largest angle. What would the largest angle be? The boat or the water?
This is
water.
not. What does that have to do with what I just said?
That's diffraction limit.
No!
To see why?
No, what I just said
Even
was
so,
that
just
you should
explain
be
it
able
to
to
you.
see the entirety of the skyline.
Did you just listen?
I
did you
did,
just
but you
listen?
didn't. You didn't actually address what I said.
Okay,
That's the
okay,
problem.
I am. This is directly addressing a issue.
it's
even
not.
ourselves,
It's
even
not.
ourselves just explained it. Yes.
It's not.
You,
It's not.
Do you know why we don't see the windows on the buildings?
Because they're below the fucking horizon, asshole. You fucking moron.
Do you know why we don't see the windows on the buildings, Aiden?
You would just keep talking, because at this point you're not
It's-
even talking about what
Do
I'm
you
talking
know?
about.
Do you know why we don't see the windows on the building, Aiden?
Whatever. Just
Because
say
of
whatever you're gonna say.
diffraction.
Sure. Whatever. It's not angular
The
resolution.
reason-
Couldn't possibly do that.
The reason you don't see the skyline all the time is because of weather. We're looking through a large amount of body water with water vapor in the
Mhm.
air,
Okay,
and
so
it
when
has
people
very specific conditions
Mhm.
to make it visible. So in other words, it's just making it clear to see. It's there. It's just not miraged.
It's
Okay,
one of
so
the reasons.
so,
listen,
so the
Aiden,
same
Aiden,
exact kind of thing
Aiden,
has been done with accounting for refraction, and it still returns the same results.
Okay,
That
so
you won't
Aiden-
see the bottoms of the buildings. You
Aiden,
can,
look,
there's a picture from
this
there's a picture
picture-
of Philadelphia taken from Apple Pie Hill in New Jersey, 205 feet elevation. Parts of Philadelphia are below the curve.
So
At the
Aiden,
horizon, no water,
Aiden,
over land.
Because of,
this
over land.
photograph taken from high altitude shows the sun rather far away. The reason being, why can we see a lot further from this
How's it below the fucking eye line of the viewer, dipshit?
elevation right here? Why can we see the sun? Listen,
you
before
move
you
your head
start
just a little bit?
jumping in, let me finish. The reason is because you have eliminated a lot of that weather and atmos opacity that we were talking about. Now, there are videos, I've seen a couple of them, where clear in conditions as possible. At high elevation, the sun appears to set, bring it back into view. But you know what ends up happening? It ends up just kind of fading out of view.
No, it doesn't.
Due to, listen to me, due to the opacity of the atmos. The sun is not gargantuanly huge.
Because of the opacity of the atmos. What a dumb motherfucker you are. Holy shit, dude.
Okay, it's rather
Holy
small
crap.
in comparison to the Earth. It is a very intense energy source of some kind, but it is very small. This idea that you are Superman and would be able to see things forever.
Right, no. Yeah. We can see starlight, motherfucker. Those things are light years away. So, yeah, we can see a long ways. And with a telescope, you should be able to see. Fuck, I should be able to see Eugene, Oregon from here.
Is really naive. It shows a lack of understanding how your vision actually works. I'm not faulting you for that. Many people don't understand how their vision works.
No, I get that part.
Oh, but you do, right? You understand how vision works, don't you? You fucking dipshit.
That's not the
And
problem.
that
I'm
field
bringing
of
up.
view, that field of view is the one most important. When I told you that your field of view is now compromised by the horizon.
No, it's not, asshole. The horizon is part of your field of view, you stupid fuck. My God, you're an ignorant dipshit.
Everything compresses
Oh
on
my
it.
God.
Red's Rhetoric
This
likes to
idiot.
show this picture of zoomed in on
What
this
a
hotel
fucking
across
moron.
the body of water. And he only shows it for a minute. And there's a good reason for that.
As well.
If you stop it and look, the windows get shorter and shorter and shorter as you get closer to the horizon. Why is that? Are there hobbits living on the bottom floor and giants living on the top? That's due to the effect of compression into the horizon. Also, your field of view, as I stated before, is now compromised by the horizon. Everything up to the horizon, you have a full field of view to. But once you get to that, now your field of view, it's like Wilson. Remember Wilson on the that sitcom, right? He was only over the thing like that. If he started going away, he'd start shrinking from the bottom up. Why? Was he really shrinking from the bottom up? No, your field of view was compromised as he got smaller due to angular resolution. It's that simple.
Yeah. So you wanted to present, Aiden?
Yeah, I just wanted to show this. This is Philadelphia from Apple Pie Hill. It's at 205 feet of elevation. If you look at Philadelphia, it's kind of hard to zoom in. I'm going to do my best. So I'm a Philly native. This is my home city.
Awesome.
There is, as you can see, no water. The only water here is the Delaware River. It's about 3/4 of a mile wide, and it's over that way. This is not the entire skyline of Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
This is the horizon, correct?
Yep.
That's
the
the apparent horizon, yeah.
Yes. This is not the entire skyline of Philadelphia. Now, I can tell you,
the resolution's bad, though.
the resolution is bad, but even through the bad resolution, being a Philadelphia native, I can tell you a solid 7/8 of the city is not visible here.
What's
Only the
causing,
tallest buildings.
what's causing all that hazy?
This
What's
right
causing-
here, I don't know when the picture was taken. This is either going to be One Liberty Place or the Comcast building.
Okay.
What's causing all that
Wait.
hazy?
But this
It's
is
just
what you
a
say.
it's a low resolution photo. I'm guessing this is probably not Comcast because this picture was probably taken
Well,
20 or
notice
30
that
years ago.
it gets
Oh, good Lord. We're out halfway through this. Fuck. I'm done. I'm done with this. These dumb motherfuckers. I mean, they just seriously don't understand anything. They're just incapable of fucking understanding shit. It's hilarious. But it's just funny as fuck. It's sad. It's really sad. So anyway, yeah, I've been on for 3 hours. I'm not going any further. I'm done. I mean, it just he presents evidence. They say, "Nuh-uh, the Earth is flat." Present your evidence. Well, I don't like it. That's nothing. I mean, it's just and they've constantly interrupted him. Doesn't let him finish a thought. Constantly deflect from the conversation at hand. It's just pathetic. And they begged him to come on for like weeks. And they just totally fucking failed. So it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you later. And as always, be seeing you. Oh, you're welcome, Rez.